Okay, I think I have everything working now. Can you guys hear me? Just like, can you hear me? Somebody say yes. Okay, good. Oh my God, I'm in another sweat. Okay, me and computers, the computer by computer thing. I saw Lady Boss Shay had sent out this thing talking about where the planets was gonna be and was gonna be all this drama and stuff. Okay, that hit me very hard. This hasn't been my week for computer issues, as you all know. It's been very tough for me. It's been tough for the Depster. Hey, Shay. It's so nice to see you guys. I feel like I'm on Romper Room, and I see Shay, and I see Mary, and I see Sally, and I see Lee, and I see Shawnee, and I see Marcy, and oh my God. Thank you, everybody who did like and share and subscribe. I don't even know what to say. It's a WTF all the way around. So let's get started because we are so behind schedule today. I'm just behind schedule. My whole life is behind. Why am I tripping? Anyway, thanks for being so patient and waiting as I struggled with all my latest round of technical difficulties. Today on a WTF Tuesday, we have a total of, oh, what is this? Hold on. Oh, this is a blank. It's an extra sheet. We have a total of, oh, we back to 25. 25 questions. I hope y'all have your drink and your snacks because we going to be here for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I missed you guys too. Ah, I don't even know what to say. So let's get started. In case you just wandered in, this is What the Fuck Tuesday. It is a live stream relationship advice column. People submit their questions in advance. My lovely cousin Candace is the one who goes through them and selects a group of letters for the actual column. She puts them in the document for me, emails it to me, and that's how we do it. So when I'm reading these to you, I'm hearing them for the first time, just like you are. So people will say, "Well, what are they talking about?" I don't know. You don't know no more about it than me. So that's how we do it because then it keeps it, the element of surprise. All right. So let's get started. So this first letter is from a male. He's in the 22 to 29 age group from Portland, Oregon. A very close friend. We've been friends since we were in grade school. Recently had a baby. She was with the dad for less than a year before she got pregnant. I met my friend's partner a couple of times, and both times I didn't like the way he spoke about her. Hmm. The first time she was heavily pregnant, and he kept proclaiming that she was so big. Not in a nice way at all. Hard to explain, but almost berating her. Second time asking me personal questions about her that I said to him were her decision. Why is he asking me? Again, it's hard to explain without giving too much detail, but I didn't like the way he asked me for my opinion about something which is solely up to her, not up to him or up to me. Oh, good. He's trying to set you up to be a flying monkey. That's what that was. He's not a good dad at all. He's selfish. He puts himself before the baby. He swears at the baby. I don't want to disclose too much detail, so I'll make up a similar example. So, for example, he would take a shower after he sees the baby has been sick and leaves the baby in sicky clothes to have a shower. I think he means vomit. He'll do things that show a basic lack of care for the baby. I'm not sure if this is an abusive relationship, but I don't like the way he acts to the baby or to her. It's made me really upset as she's a good close friend, but I don't want to make her more upset if I tell her family what's going on or tell her I think she should end the relationship. Really, I think my role here is primarily to support and be a good friend. I've already said to her that it's not normal and not acceptable and she should speak to him and that maybe she should stay with her friend for her family for a few days. But I don't know whether to go further to push her. So my question is, should I tell her my opinion or keep quiet? This is touchy because, okay, she's so young. She just had this baby. And she probably, you don't know what the relationship is with her family. So this becomes kind of can't necessarily recommend that because you don't know if they'll be receptive to her or not. So I'm going to say this. These kind of issues are best handled as questions, like not like you're blaming, not like you're trying to send her, give her an order or something, but you ask her. It's like, oh, is this how you would imagine? This how you imagined, your situation being when you had a baby? Is he the kind of dad, the way he treats you and the baby, is that the kind of person that you imagine would be a good father? Does that meet your standards of a good dad? Are you happy with this situation? See what her answers are, because even though you might, um, people sometimes when you lay the question right, they don't have an answer right then, but they start thinking about it. It kind of lays an egg in their mind. The egg will hatch later. And you don't know how long it's going to take for the egg to hatch, where she basically wakes up to what's going on and leaves this guy. But hopefully, it will be before she and or the baby gets seriously physically injured or worse, because this guy sounds like he's not wrapped too tight. So you don't want to do anything. This is your friend. It's been your friend since grade school. You do not want to come in there telling her what she needs to do. That's not how you handle women in delicate situations like this. Because, like I said, there's too many unknowns. You don't know what her situation is with her family. That might not be an avenue that she has. Then you could think about it. Are you willing to let them move in with you? Okay, because you see some shit's not going right. What if she doesn't have any place to go? What are you offering your spot? Do you have an aunt or uncle or somebody with an empty room that she could go to? I mean, what avenues do you have for this girl to escape to? If you don't have anything, you can't come up with nothing. You just gonna be running your mouth and trying to put her in a situation. Then, like I said, the best approach is to just do what I said and just ask questions and see where her head is. Okay. But like I said, if that's your best friend, you better start thinking, what you need to do to help her save herself. Okay. So if she doesn't have really, if that family thing is not an option, what you gonna do? Okay. She stay with your parents, your sister, your auntie, your grandma, you. Okay. So you start thinking like along those lines, and you in your 20s now, you in your mid to late 20s, and you had been friends with this girl since grade school. I mean, that's way longer than most marriages last. Trust. So I understand that you're very concerned about her. I could feel it in the words that you used. And this guy is horrible. He's a jerk. I'm sure she's probably regretting it. But kids are one of them kind of things. You can't take them back and exchange them. It is what it is. So you just got to start thinking about what you can do if she has no other options. How you gonna step up for her, or if you just run in your mouth. Those are my suggestions. Question number 2. This is from a female, 30 to 39, from Ontario, British Columbia. Hello, and thank you for choosing my letter. I have a question about something this guy said to me. Oh no. Oh no. I met a guy. We have been dating for about 4 months. I like him very much. We spent quite a bit of time together. When we had relationship talk, he said that I am his girlfriend and that we are in a relationship. We use protection, but the last time we had eggplant, he panicked because the condom moved a little bit, and after that we had a talk about what happened if I would get pregnant. And he said that he would go crazy because kids are a lot of responsibility. He said, quote, imagine the baby is crying, oh my God, and that he would like to be 20 years old again. And I felt quite awful. I'm afraid that he won't change because he's 37. I feel quite bad because I'm not ready for children right now anyway, but his response is making me feel like I should consider this as a red flag. Any advice appreciated? Okay. Y'all been together for 4 months. Do you know I have underwear that's longer than that, older than that? I've had a bottle of ketchup in my refrigerator for longer than that. So you thinking that this man should want to commit to you and be raising, be co-parenting with you or even more because you might get pregnant, and that he's supposed to be happy about that or see that as, a situation that would make sense? You tripping. He gave the response that most people would give. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, now he might have been a bit ridiculous with it, and I don't understand how the 20 years old part slipped in there, but whatever. I mean, I don't know the context there, so I'm gonna leave that out of this response. But it is interesting that a man almost 40 started talking about when wish he could be 20 again. That's something's wrong with him. But this whole the thing, his response to the situation that the two of you are in is perfectly normal. I don't understand what you tripping about. Nobody would want to be having a baby with some bitch they just met 4 months ago. You tripping, okay? You tripping. Now, and then you come back and say, well, you're not ready for kids right now anyway. So what's the difference? He's not ready. You're not ready. What? Why are you trying to turn the heat on him when you in the same boat? Okay. So anyway, but if you want a guy who will be happy about getting you pregnant at 4 months, then obviously this ain't the dude for you. Okay. So that's all I have to say on that. I don't know. I mean, I just put it in reverse. If I were a woman and the condom slipped and I was worried about, oh no, I've only known this clown for 4 months. I don't know nothing about him. I'm not trying to have DNA running around here looking like him and carrying that. Who knows what's going on in his family line? I haven't had time to investigate yet. And then, and then he was happy about it. I would dump him immediately because I would feel like he was trying to get me on the hook to be breeding for him. The next thing you know, it's not going to be an accident. It's going to be intentional. So see, flipping it but from the female perspective, I would be so in the wind, he wouldn't have to worry about it. He would never touch me again. He wouldn't even see me. I would be beep, beep, up and out like Roadrunner. And that would be that. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Just flip it. Does that make sense? Would you, as a woman, want to be having a baby? Well, I mean, and I know a lot of chicks do. They know to do 3 months, 2 months, all this stuff, and be having a baby. Okay, but I'm not crazy. Okay, and I don't think most of you are either. So you wouldn't want that. Okay, you don't know nothing about this clown, and here you are having his baby, making his DNA, and all that. He's 37. She's in her early 30s. He's older. All right, let's move on from that. Question 3, male, 22 to 30. Oh, she didn't put the location. She broke up with me and less than a week later she's talking to new people. He put a frowny face. I said to her, I know that you were the one who broke up with me, but I still care about you. I really don't want anyone else to have you just yet. And I know you're fed up with me, but all I'm asking for is you to give me a few more days before you make your final decision about us. You really care about me, so I just want to talk for a few days. Then if you want me to go or be friends, we can. Smiley face. So this resulted in her blocking me. Another frowny face. I don't want to lose her forever to some guy who doesn't give a F about her or her needs. She's told me she does love me, but this is what she needs to do, end quote. Is there anything at all I can do about this? Like what? Like try to force her to stay with you? Are you tripping? What's wrong with you? Okay, see, this is the number one issue that I have with men like you. You ain't trying to hear that the woman don't want your ass. Okay, she don't want you. But she would love you, like you, wish you were dead. I mean, whatever. Wish the dragons would come and breathe fire on you and toast your ass like a marshmallow. Aliens would come and pick you up. Jaws would come on land and eat you. Whatever, whatever, whatever. She don't want you no more. Okay, so you writing, trying to figure out and try to cajole and coerce her and beg and whine her into, doing things the way that you want them to be done. It doesn't work like that. The person who broke up with you does things that works for them. Okay? Obviously, you did some shit that you shouldn't have done. And so she's done with you. It's a wrap now. Okay, you should have thought of all this. I don't want other people to be with you stuff when you was busy clowning. Because see, when a woman is happy in a relationship, she doesn't leave it. The fact that she wanted to leave it means she wasn't happy with you. Okay, did you forget that part? That didn't ever cross your mind. Um, and what you think she gonna do? I mean, she could talk to the new people the next day. I mean, 20 minutes later. That's fine because she's not with you no more. So why are you trying to put a moratorium on when she dates and starts dating other people and all that stuff? You don't have that kind of power, dude. Sit your ass down somewhere. Sit down. and go do something with yourself. Like find you somebody to date. And stop trying to worry about what she's doing and all this kind of stuff. She blocking you because that's what you need to have done when you break up with somebody. That's what you're supposed to do. So this text all this that you sent her, if she had done things correctly and blocked you like I always tell women to do, you wouldn't have been able to send that to her. You just wasted all your thumb pressure stuff and then mashed that send button and then got that reject message. That's how you ladies are supposed to do it. Stop giving them an avenue to get, to contact you after you're done with them. That makes no sense. Block them all when you're done. This is what she needs to do. Yep. Well, she's trying to let you, she being polite because I would have cussed your ass out. Oh, let me take a swig of water. All this talking. It's going to be wearing me out, I can tell. Question number 4. This is 4 of 25 we have today. Female, 30 to 39. Oh, what, did she not put all the places in this week? Okay, whatever. I met a guy on online dating last Sunday. He lives 3 hours away. We had a lot in common. He said he's also looking for something serious. He called me on the phone, and it was a nice conversation. We've been texting, and yesterday he said he wants to meet in person. Then he asked, what do I think about me going to the city where he lives for the weekend so we can get to know each other? I asked him why he doesn't come to my city instead. He said, okay, he will, but I do the driving. And I said, what driving? Then he started laughing and asked if I wanted to meet halfway for the weekend. I told him I did not spend weekends with strangers. I was getting pissed off with the conversation. Then he said, oh, I'm just joking. I wasn't serious, etc. I asked him, are you sure you weren't joking, or were you trying to see if you could get away with it? To which he didn't respond. Of course not, because you already knew the answer to that. And he was sitting there looking at the phone like, is this bitch dumb? Then he started saying he would come to my city and he would have to search for a cheap bedroom in the city I live in. But wait, what? First of all, he said he has family who lives here, so why doesn't he stay with them? And secondly, he works as a luxury real estate broker, so unless he really is bad at his job, why does he have to stay in a cheap hotel room? That seemed to me to mean he was trying for me to tell him to stay at mine, which of course didn't happen. All of this seems very dodgy to me, and I think he's just looking for casual eggplant and doesn't want to say it. It's too much too soon. I think an intelligent and respectful man would not ask a woman to drive to him for the weekend or spend the weekend halfway, quote, being funny because he knows it can scare a nice woman with boundaries away. Also, I don't give a shit where he stays when he comes to my city. I never saw him before in my life. I don't care if you stay in a cheap hotel or the Ritz. All I know is that I care about is where and when we are meeting and doing what. Caring about his life is for after the date if I like him, right? Are these all red flags, and should I delete this guy? Thank you. Oh, yes, you should have deleted him as soon as he suggested that y'all spend the weekend together and you never met his ass before. That was the point at which you said, oh, I could see where you coming from, and then you block him. Y'all give these men too many chances. That sentence out of his mouth right there was already showing that A, he was a booty hound. B, he ain't about shit. C, he just wanted to see if you a hoe or not and how desperate you are. D, and then E, he ain't about nothing. Because if you were stupid enough to go for it, you would have had a weekend of boning with a complete stranger, probably ended up with a disease, and then he would have bounced and you would have never heard from him again. Okay, luxury real estate broker, lie. Them dudes have millions, okay, because they making commissions up to yin yang. He's lying. I don't know what either that or he's very, like you said, very bad at his job. But I can't see that because they make too much money from every sale. You selling shit that's worth $4 or $5 million, and you getting a 6 or 8% commission. You balling. You only have to sell one a year. And most of them sell 3 or 4. So, they are even more. So they're doing very well. Then he want to say that you're going to drive and all this stuff about he got family there and all this old stuff. See, all of this way you stayed on the phone, and when he says I was just joking, all of this stuff was just more garbage. More garbage. And you stayed on the phone talking to him and kept entertaining his trashy ass. That's not how you do things. The second they cross your boundaries, you guys have got to get better about this kind of stuff. Get your strength so that when a guy crosses your boundaries, you don't give him another chance. You don't owe him nothing. You don't have no relationship with him. You wasn't married to him. You don't have no kids together. You're not running a business with him. There's no reason for you to give him a second chance. Why are you acting so desperate? Like this is just like the only dude in the world that you could actually go someplace with. Get rid of these kind of dudes the second they come out of pocket. The absolute second. You don't even have to say goodbye. If they're on the phone, just hang the fuck up. Okay? Hang the phone up. Right in his face. Yeah, block them immediately. See? Teresa. That is it. The second they get out of pocket. Okay? They just be talking to Mr. Click. That's it. That's the only thing about cell phones, because old phones, they need to bring that option back. Like sound like old phones used to do. When you hang up on somebody, you would hear just click, and then the dial tone. And that doesn't happen anymore with cell phones. I hate that part. So yeah, it makes my Mr. Click thing so dated. But that's an app. Somebody who develops apps, please make that. I will put it on my phone in a minute. So when I hang up, it's going to go click in somebody's face. That's what I want. Wasn't Click great? Mr. Click, honey. Mr. Click. You going to talk to Mr. Click. Everybody knew what that meant. Question number 4. Oh, yes, the slamming down the phone. Oh, that was so therapeutic. Man, especially them old, them old phones, the ones that was made with metal, covered with plastic. Them little suckers was heavy. You clock somebody with that, they was going down. Now you're going to clean up with your cell phone. They're going to laugh at you. But, that kind of stuff, those kind of things I miss. That slamming that receiver down, man. Yes, mid-sentence. That's what you do. Anyway, let's move on. Question number 4, female 30 to 39. Oh, wait, that's the one I just read. Female 22 to 30. I've been feeling a little insecure about my skills in bed. And I need some tips on how I can be more confident when trying something new. My boyfriend's a little older than me and more experienced. I'm 25, he's 31. The other day we were talking and he was like, do you have anything new or different that you want to do? And I said, I'd have to think about that. What about you? You should have left that last part out. And he started listing a bunch of things and even said, see, I knew it. Even said, I'm going to need you to start doing X, Y, Z to me. Really? And it kind of just made me totally insecure knowing that we've been having way more vanilla eggplant than he wants, which is okay for me, but I do understand he wants or needs more. He put needs in quotes. I'm happy to try these things out, but I'm truly incredibly insecure. Like I just need reassurance and advice on how to feel less insecure. Truth be told, I never know what to do on top. I'm not dominant at all, but he's asking me to be, and I just feel really bad about my lack of experience in comparison to him. He even told me, which honestly was so embarrassing and made me want to cry, as a critique, you need to arch your back more when it's from behind, as if I just was so inexperienced, LOL. The thing is that I used to be someone who was really adventurous and like to get like really aggressive and into it, but over time that just changed. I know I can get back to that, but I don't know. I'm just insecure. Any tips on how to just find that confidence and security? Thanks so much in advance, ladies, she says. Don't you know no older women? Don't know older women? You know who taught me how to screw? My auntie. Well, it was 2 of them. Not like they did it so for your dirty ass mind start going somewhere. But, they like walked me through the whole process. I was so grossed out because I was still, I hadn't done anything yet. But I tell you what, I knew what to do because they told me. Now, I have a weird relationship with my auntie. This is my drunk auntie that she was just off the chain. I mean, yeah, it's my dad's oldest sister. But she just would tell you anything. She'd be walking up. I never saw her without a drink in her hand her entire life unless she was in the bathroom, in the back, like to tub. But other than that, whenever she was just walking around, she'd be outside with a drink in her hand, in the car with a drink in her hand, in the kitchen with a drink in her hand, walking down the hall with a drink in her hand, sitting on the couch listening to music with a drink in her hand, dancing to music with a drink in her hand. She just drinks all the time. And the shit that would come out of her mouth was crazy. And so she is the one who, was told me about how you hold it, what you do with it, how you move. I mean, just stuff that I probably really didn't really need to know, but it was very interesting. So you don't know no older women who would talk to you about stuff like that? If not, get with you and some of your girlfriends. You better put on some of them popcorn movies and watch them girls work. Just emulate some of that. Don't go into that weird stuff that they be doing. Just get like a regular, a regular movie, and just watch some of the moves that they do, and just emulate that. I mean, that's probably just as good as any other tutorial. And but the main thing, let's circle back. I mean, that's just for you, okay, so that you can feel, more confident. You can be with your friends. You guys can have some wine. You can talk about it, laugh. They can share some of their techniques with you. Just, this is how girls without a lot of experience. Y'all stop. This is how being serious right now. If you have that kind of friendships, they gonna want you to know what to do and for you to make it be work for you, and for it to feel good to you, and for you to know what to do to make the magic happen for yourself. This ain't about him. This is about you. You eating popcorn. You know what I'm talking about. Don't play. But I want to talk about him for a minute. Um, it sounds like when you have someone that you feel relaxed with, that you don't have this problem. But you're with this particular guy and you're feeling very insecure, and like, he's like ridiculing your lack of knowledge and experience and giving you orders for what you're supposed to do. Like he's putting in an order at some, hooker home or something. So what would I suggest that you do? Get rid of this guy. Get rid of him, because he's going to destroy your any self-esteem and sexual confidence that you have. He's going to kill it. Number one. Number two is, I know a lot of women put a lot of stock in their boyfriends, right? You all into your boyfriend like he's like some kind of magical czar or something. I don't put too much stock in boyfriends, because to me, a boyfriend is merely the motherfucker that you have agreed to fuck exclusively for the time being, for this minute, this week, this month, maybe this year if he's lucky. That's all a boyfriend is. He ain't shit else. He don't have no rights to do nothing, to dictate nothing. He better take what he fucking gets and be happy. So, him trying to give you orders about what you need to do, X, Y, Z, and all this stuff, and you need to arch your back, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. No, you don't get to tell me nothing. You're going to take what you get, and you're going to like it. And if you don't like it, then there's the door, hit it. Go put yourself on the other side of it. Close behind you so I can lock it. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know. I mean, you have to be, as a woman, you have to be with a guy who's very accepting of you and who is encouraging, who like coax you, not berate you and order you around and criticize and condemn everything that you do. That's not a proper lover. You want a guy who, if you don't really feel secure, he's gonna make you feel secure, because he's gonna be like, that's right. That's right. Get it, girl. That kind of stuff. He's going to be saying that kind of stuff to you. And that's going to pump you up. And so then you get more into it. You get more relaxed. And he'll be like, yeah, yeah, this kind of stuff. I shouldn't be talking like this. But anyway, that's what I mean. Those are the kind of words that you'll be hearing from him versus someone like this. Now, you're not doing it right. Get rid of him. Okay? Find you somebody who's, like I said, get you an Aries man. Them the biggest freaks in the world. They a little freak, but they'll do anything. And they know how to keep their goddamn mouth shut. They don't never critique nothing. They just be like, yeah, let's try that again. You want to try this way? You want to try that way? How about this and that? What you think? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, girl, let's do it. Okay? They don't condemn nothing. You could have all your little fat rolls and everything. They're going to be like, yeah, work it. Big girl, work that, work it, girl, work it, big girl. They making her feel like she's gorgeous. That's what I'm saying. Now, do you want to fall in love with an Aries man? Hell to the no. But as far as eggplant partners, that's my number one. Yeah, they know what to do. As it's like, if you a big hoe, you know how to get women to be one with you, right? Aries. Let's move on. Question number 6. Female, 22 to 30, out of Dallas. I broke up with someone and he's now alluding to committing suicide. I know, so y'all didn't know we was going to have this kind of conversation. I didn't either, to tell you the truth. Anyway, it's 22 to 30, out of Dallas. I broke up with someone. He's now alluding to committing suicide. I need advice on how I should handle this. I will withhold comment until the end. I started seeing this guy that I work with on different departments for the last month, but on Monday, I thought it best to end things because he wanted too much too soon and for a few other reasons. He did not take it well. After a month, he kept texting, asking me to talk to him about it, said I had everything that I wanted to say on the matter, and I ended up waiting. He ended up waiting for me in the locker room before work, and my adrenaline kicked in, and I did not want to talk to him. I also told him that I thought it best for us to talk once the emotions weren't so high. He left me a note in my locker saying that when I'm ready to talk, that I know how to reach him, but then also texted me today while at work how come I wasn't talking to him. I reminded him I gave him the chance to everything out and open for me over text, and he didn't take it. I told him if it's really that important, he could text it to me. He sent me a huge paragraph which boiled down to my life is worthless and meaningless. I told him to meet me after work and we'll talk, which he ignored. So I went to him after work and said, what am I supposed to do after you sent me something like that? How and what am I supposed to do after you talked to me like that after I broke up with you? He told me that I didn't show that I cared for him. So why should I care if he killed or hurt himself? I then listed off the things I did for him that proved that I do care. And he said that I was right. These are signs that someone cares. I also said to him that I need to know. I need to contact someone I will feel like he's going to hurt himself, and I told him that he feels he needs to get professional help, to which he said he doesn't need it. He showed me a piece of paper that a coworker had given him with counseling resources and told me to go home. I said that I have nothing going on tonight, so I can stay here as long as possible. He kept asking him to get help. He didn't tell me to go home because looking at me hurt too much. Another coworker sent me a text that he had sent him earlier in the day, asking if he was trying to get with me and that he could because that would be the reason that he would need to go through with the suicide. I'm really lost. I have no idea what to do. Someone else from work had given him some resources from our company so he can get help. I removed him off of all social media, so I don't know if I should contact one of his relatives or something. I might also call the police on Sunday to do a wellness check on him or something. He obviously has some issues that he needs professional help with, and I know his problems and how he's handling this are not my problem, but they are. No, they're not. You putting your big nose in some shit that don't have nothing to do with you. All he wanted was attention. That's why he announced it to every damn body. He wants attention, and you giving it to him. You fell right into the trap. The number one thing that bothers me the most here is that then you can tell y'all this young because you're silly. You don't even know what you're supposed to be doing. This is some shit that happened at work. This boy's talking about killing himself. A lot of times these kind will want to come into the workplace and shoot everybody else and themselves and you too. You should take those texts and you should go immediately to HR if your company's large enough, whatever the head of security is, and show them and say this guy is, something's going on with him. I'm concerned about not only his safety, but the safety of the other employees. Give it to them. And so what are you going to do about it? They need to know that this guy is a risk. And you are not equipped to handle this. You ain't no shrink. You ain't no doctor. You ain't even a nurse. You not a paramedic. You not an ambulance person. You not nothing. You're not even his girlfriend. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck you think you doing. Take your cape off, put it down, because you ain't flying nowhere. You're just hanging there limp like a sheet. You're not doing anything to help this guy. You're not doing nothing to help yourself. So you're gonna go. You guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna take all those texts and along with the one that the other coworker sent you, and you're gonna give that name so they can talk to that person. See, that person also has first-hand knowledge of this, so that your company can take precautions to protect their staff. You guys are putting everybody in that firm at risk and writing me. Well, I mean, luckily you had enough sense to write me because I'm going to tell you what to do. But this is something you should have thought of on your own. Don't you read newspapers and see news reports of people going 5150 and coming into their workplace because they mad? Okay, now, as far as, you stand and all this old stuff, you should have took your ass home. He's not your problem. Any conversation he's talking about is not your problem. My thing is, and I tell you, because you can see that this is manipulation. This is all that they do. When somebody tells me I'm going to kill myself, I say, have at it. Do what you need to do. It's a free country. You have every right to do whatever it is you want to do without interference from me or anyone else. That's what I say to them. And guess what? They all still living. Every one of them who said that to me because they got a shock. I didn't fall to pieces and beg them not to and all this old stuff. I'm like, no, have at it. Make the magic happen. I mean, what you want from me? I don't care whether you live or die because I'm done with you. It's irrelevant to me whether you breathing or not. I don't care. And I mean that. I really don't give a shit. They could do it right in front of me, and I would just look at them and wipe their blood off my clothes in irritation, that fucked up my outfit, and step over their body and go on about my damn business. You ain't gonna manipulate me like that. I don't give a fuck about you. Okay, that's why I broke up with you. So you telling me you want to kill yourself? I'm gonna be like, good. Eliminate the problem of you breathing up oxygen that the rest of the world needs. Get the fuck on with it. Stop talking about it and do it. And I've been like that since I was 4. Because that's what got my butt got a beating one time. Because my auntie was babysitting me. And she kept, this is a family story. That's the only reason I know, because they talk about this all the time. I was 4. And she kept saying, you better stop doing this and that. You better stop. You better stop. I was 4 years old. And she was threatening me for hours, but she was gonna beat my ass. She was gonna do all this stuff, right? And they said I was a little skinny kid too, very athletic, full, muscular. And I put my hand on my little non-existent hips and told her, I'm tired of hearing you talk about it. Why don't you do it then? At 4, okay? And I still got that attitude. Don't tell me what you gonna do. Let's see it. What you gonna do? Let me see. I still had an attitude, and it was just amazing for me to hear that story. And they was always talking about, so my auntie picked up a belt, she beat my little ass. But it was like, don't try to threaten me. Don't threaten me. Don't think you threatening me. It's not gonna work. It's gonna backfire on you terribly. Yeah, I was kind of like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, she beat my ass. But still, that's the attitude I'm talking about. You threaten, you threaten, you threaten, you threaten. Threats don't work on Deb Cooper. They don't. They don't work. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. It's your head you're going to blow off. It's not mine. I don't care. I don't care what you do. Pop pills, jump off a bridge. I mean, the Golden Gate Bridge, the San Mateo Bridge, the Richmond Bridge. They're all there. Just pick one. Carquinez Bridge, all of them. Just pick one and make it happen. I don't care what you do. Become sharks next. I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't want no insurance from him. I don't want nothing. I just want you, if you want to die, have at it. I mean, stop talking about it and do something. I can't stand people always running their mouth about what they're going to do and then don't actually do nothing. So anyway, girlfriend, that's what you need to do. Go to HR immediately. But you can't go tomorrow. It's a holiday. But Thursday. Or you can send an email. Somebody, I'm sure, is monitoring it. And all that shit, screenshots, and send those files to your job so they have them. Question 7. Female, 31 to 39, off the UK. Let me start off by saying that when I was a child, I was not seen as pretty by boys. Why would you want to be seen by pretty as a child? That's gross. They would dare each other to date me and told each other I had fleas or germs and lived like a tramp. Girls made fun of me because I was quiet, didn't wear makeup or jewelry like they did. I didn't smoke and didn't have many friends. I was also persuaded to have eggplant with and marry a Turkish guy when I was 15. When I refused to have eggplant with him, he got mad, blanked me, forced me to touch him, and also swore at me. Blanked me. I wonder what that means. And swore at me. I am married now, but I didn't flirt with any man for us to end up together. We shared similar interests and we bonded as friends and took things for there. We'd known each other for 16 years when we tied the knot last year. I was 30. This guy at work has been doing the following, and I don't know why, because he likes airbrush bikini-clad models. I'm not even sure anywhere near as pretty as them. He stares at me. He leers at me. He looks at me and smiles and licks his lips. Tried to approach me, but backs off when I'm near other people. Ask friends for my photo, name, and number. They've told me that he does this. He waits for me outside of work. He touched my back, my ass, my something else, breasts, legs, and hips as I was too stunned to react and resist. Told me not to leave the company because he would be unhappy with me. Made lewd comments about me to my friends. They told me that he did this. Told me to my face that my husband isn't treating me right. This sounds like a nog. Sent me messages on social media and also said he likes my photos and is asking for my number. I respect him as a person because he's always polite and helpful. Why? He's doing all this to you? There's no respect there. And I don't know if I should report him because he is a manager and he will find out. I worry that he will start hating me. Who gives a shit if he hates you? He knows I'm married and my husband's aware of the ongoing problem, but I feel like I'm stuck over the whole issue. Outside of work, he's very different, loud, blunt, big drinker, opinionated, has very negative views on LGBT issues, and he's argumentative. And I dress appropriately at work too for those who want to blame me somehow. Thank you for any advice you can give. Yes, you go immediately to HR and you make a list of the things that he's done and how he's touched you and the stuff that he says to you. Give the names of the other people that he's been saying stuff to so that you have corroborating witnesses. And then you talk about, show them the messages that he sent you on social media. And you do all of those things so he can get fired. This guy is a sexual predator. Okay, and this thing, this the touching. I mean, I understand a lot of women are terrified and they just have no boundaries and they just have no courage. And this, but you can see I'm trying to restrain myself because this kind of shit pisses me off. God damn it, why are you such a fucking weakling? You can't be like this in this world. No woman can stand there and let some man paw all over her and she don't bust him upside the head with something or start screaming and draw attention to it. This is really pissing me off that you're going to sit there and just be this victim over and over and over and over and over and over at your workplace and you ain't doing nothing. You ain't saying nothing. You just keep letting it happen to you. I'm not feeling this at all. And I know a lot of women be like, well, you can't blame the victim. I'm not blaming her because I can see that she's had some trauma in her past as a child. And that I do believe is directly impacting her feelings that she does not have any power in this situation. But I'm saying you ain't 15 no more. You in your 30s now. You a grown ass woman with a job. So obviously you have a voice. You made it through the interview process to get hired and all of that. So you do know how to speak up and you know how to say, to talk. Start using those words to expose this guy for what he is. When he tries to talk to you, say, stop fucking talking to me. You need to practice this at home. Stop fucking talking to me, you freak, you pervert. I don't want nothing to do with you. Stay the fuck away from me. You touch me again, I'ma stab you with something. Okay? And he's going to be like, what do you mean? I haven't touched you. Stop fucking lying. These are the kind of things you need to practice so you get good at them and they just fly out of your mouth in the appropriate situation. You come at him strong like that, he'll leave you alone. He's up in the ante because he sees that you're weak and he can do this. And this goes for any of you other women listening out there too that have a situation you ain't speaking up and you ain't checking dude. You ain't saying shit to him. And you're not even reporting them to HR. You're not doing nothing. You're setting yourself up to keep being a victim. That's what you're doing. Ain't talking about you respecting. What the fuck for? You better respect yourself. Man, I wish, and this is my kind of thing. I wish somebody would do this. Even when I was 21 years old and working at a brokerage firm and went into the stock, the trading room. And this guy who was a salesman, white boy, comes up to me and he says, nice boobs. I'm 21. This guy was in his late 30s. And he reached out and he squeezed my titty. You know what I did? 21-year-old hood rat. I took that step back, planted my heel, and fired on his jaw right there in the trading room. It happened so fast. It scared me. It scared him. And I knew I was fired that second. It was like in that moment, I didn't think about it. I did what I would have done to anybody who touched me and I didn't give you permission. And I knew how to punch because I have 3 brothers. That's all we did was they taught me how to fight. So I wasn't gonna be doing this little slapping shit like girls do. Oh, hair pulling and stuff. That's not how I fight. I'm gonna punch the fuck out of you. I'm gonna go for the jugular, and you lucky you're gonna go poop, poop, poop. But I just hit him that one time because I was angry, so I had extra adrenaline. And when I hit him, man, his head snapped back, and he felt that punch. He was fucked up on his face for a minute, and but I bet you what, the rest of the time I worked there, nobody touched me again until it was years later. And my husband had to tangle with him, with this guy, other guy. So he got checked too. But I'm just you as a woman. You can't take this kind of stuff. You have too many avenues available to you legally, and you have avenues available to you physically. You have your mouth. You can scream. You can cut. You can do all kind of stuff. There's no reason for you to sit there like you're a scared 15-year-old girl and just take it. Nah, nah. No, he didn't get fired. This was a long time ago. You don't realize how old I am. I'm ancient. I done told you. And things are a little different now. Things really started changing around in the 90s. But this was in the early 80s, mid 80s when I was working there. I worked there for a couple of years. Just part-time. And then by the time I graduated college and stuff and came back to the Bay Area, uh that's when I got married and all of that stuff. So, but yeah, I had worked at this place, off and on, like in the summer, from when I was 16. So, I was used to all those people. This guy was kind of new, and I was, I think 20, 21 when that happened. So anyway, let's move on. Question 8, female 22 to 30. My boyfriend's struggling with our differences. Our differences being that he wants to be very connected. I like to be more independent. He picks up any changes in me. If I'm a bit more distracted, it's getting close to Christmas, so I'm busier with my work as we prepare for the season. And he feels unsettled and feels like I'm not as interested. We spend the same amount of time together, but he keeps throwing up at me that I just seem so busy and maybe I'm no longer interested in him. This is all coming from insecurity, and I can't seem to help him by talking it through. We finalize our weekend plans. Oh, okay, so the way she spelled finalize, this must be a UK letter. Via text, and he asked what time I was coming. I said lunch, and playfully, are you looking forward to seeing me? He took this in a bad way and responded by telling me that if I'm not interested in coming, then let him know, and he will make other plans. It was followed up by a phone call where he hung up on me. I told him I find it frustrating that at night he seems to bring out that I'm not committed enough. I've changed, and I'm obviously still connected to my ex. These comments are always such a shock as they are out of nowhere. Then after a pleasant day, it's like he throws tantrums. He hangs up on me a lot. Wow, you's crazy. He will also say, can you hear yourself? Just listen to yourself. I can't seem to express my view on the situation. I'm talking calmly with slight frustration without him turning around saying this or hanging up. I've tried hard, but he seems to resent my life and the time I need to spend living it with my work and my child. We spent 2 nights together in 3 days. The relationship is only 4 months old. I want to call him my boyfriend, but he insists on partner. I feel exhausted. I feel like I'm just not trying hard enough. And although he boosts my feeling of self worth around my looks and body, he somehow makes me feel mental and that I'm not caring enough and that I'm flawed in my personality. I'm not sure if I should go to his place on the weekend or just take the weekend to myself. I was excited to go, but with his blow up on my interest on going, I just feel like running the other way. You should have been the very first time some grown ass man hangs up on you, that relationship, as far as I'm concerned, is over. That is the ultimate of disrespect because you can bet if I'm hanging up on you like that, I don't give a fuck about you. Your feelings, what you think, what you want, what you like, nothing. I don't care. Because I'm hanging up on you mid sentence. That means you are now a non motherfucking factor in my life. And yet you hung around and you take it and you keep going back for more. More disrespect, more gaslighting, because that's what he's doing. He's gaslighting you. I hope you guys can make it. We finally gonna do that show on Thursday. Now I got all my shit back. And you know, this is the deal. So why you feel like you have to be in a relationship where someone's making you feel exhausted, he's not appreciating whatever you do. He charges you with some crime. This is the kind of stuff that Deb does not put up with. You get one time. So he say we were talking, and he says, "Oh, you don't seem as is interested as you were. Maybe you're no longer interested because you just seem so busy." It's like, you're probably right. So let's break up. Okay, so that's those shit. They be attention seeking. See, this is for attention to get you to go, oh, no, yes, I am. Oh, I do care about you so much. Oh, you're wrong. Let me prove it to you. So they just manipulated you into jumping through hoops and going crazy about him and giving him all kind of stuff and doing all kind of extra stuff for him. being all kind of freaky stuff, giving them presents, doing all kind of stuff. They manipulate you by doing stuff like this. So what you guys got to stop being so desperate, so that when they come at you with this kind of stuff, say, yeah, you know what, you're right. Because if I cared more, you're right, I would want to be more interested in seeing you. So I guess you're right. So let's just break up. I'm trying to tell you, WWDD. What would Deb do? If y'all do what I do, this kind of stuff would not exist in your world, because they would say that crazy shit to you exactly once, and then you would be like, "Oh, is that what we're doing?" And then he would be dismissed because he's stupid. Who's got time for this kind of stuff? And you have a kid, all this time you wasting with this chump, you should be spending with your child. And you want to go spend weekends with him and all that stuff. I mean, I understand because you're young, but see, this is why young girls should not be having babies. You ain't married and you got a kid and you still want to date. What was it? Dating and partying and all that stuff? That's what young people should be doing. What they should not be doing is being parents. You can't party and be in the streets chasing dick and then be somebody's mama at the same time. It doesn't work out well for the child. And y'all need to think about that. You know, well, I can't get an abortion because, my baby. And then you treat the kids like this. Like you go around chasing dick and being with some stupid fools. That's not even worth 2 cents on credit. So I don't know. I don't understand this, but I'm telling you, you need to reevaluate what it is that you think you getting out of this relationship. Make a list in writing if you have to. And then list all the crazy, just go through this letter, all the crazy shit that you put up with to have this man in your life. And it's obviously not even satisfying to you because you say, I'm exhausted. Okay? That's not what a woman in a relationship should be saying. This was not the word choice. All right? So I don't know. I'm just kind of confused about it myself. He would so be not in my world. Question number 9, female 22 to 30 from the UK. Me and this girl been friends for many years. In the past 2, she has shown a side of her that I just don't really like. She's been very competitive, always comparing myself to her and making remarks, trying to put me down on my achievements. For example, I bought a Mercedes 6 months ago, which is my dream car. And her comment was, did you know that the engine is not very good in that car? Every single thing I get, she looks for something negative to say, that I'm missing or that she has better. If she finds nothing to say, she just doesn't say anything. She can't even say something positive. Sometimes she even makes fun of what I say, like I'm stupid or something. I'm getting really fed up with this behavior and considering ending this friendship, which is not even a friendship, to be honest. I don't feel good around her or telling her stuff. Any advice? Yeah, you should have dipped down a long time ago. And it's like, this thing you were talking about, are the engines, they're not very good in that car. That's like, I didn't buy the car for its engine. I bought it because it's a Mercedes, bitch. You stop hating. Okay? Because when people ride around and they looking at me driving my Benzo, they ain't looking at the engine. They looking at me in my fly ass car. And that's what you jealous about. I hope you got a drop top. Those are beautiful cars. Okay? I mean, it's not anything I would want. I'm a Honda girl. My car just is there to get me from point A to point B. I don't care about all this kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, if you're going to go spend all that money, it's the kind of thing that you didn't do it for the engine. You did it for, the curb appeal and the prestige of it all. And the cars are beautiful, I got to say. And they handle nice. So, I mean. And then, she always got something to say and all of that. I mean, this is not a friendship. What are you doing? She should have been dismissed out of your world. So just tell her, I decided, I was thinking about our relationship, and you can send this in a text. I've been thinking about our, quote, relationship and how you're always so competitive and putting down everything that I do and stuff. You're just a jealous hater. You are the kind of person that is toxic, and I don't want you in my life anymore. So after this text, I'm blocking you. I just want you to know, and don't contact me anymore. Forget that you ever knew me. And that's what you send her back, bitch ass. And don't feel bad about it. Make sure after you send it, you wait about 5 minutes until it shows, that she read it. As soon as you see that read thing pop up, press block so she can't reply. Okay? And then you go on with your life. Question number 10, female 31 to 39 on the UK. I've been with my boyfriend for 10 years and we lived together for 3. I realized he had anger issues about 4 years ago, but it never previously impacted our relationship. Okay, 10 years, living together for 3. But before you even moved in with him, you realized a year before that he had anger issues. Okay, I just want to get this in chronological order. It became an issue when we had a relationship issue. We had broken up, but we got back together. For about a year after getting back together, I felt like he would lose his temper sometimes and snatch something out of my hand, throw items around. One time he squared up on me and spat on me. Another time he joked about killing me. At this point, I was strongly considering leaving. What? Just considering? And sent him a long message about how he was being abusive, and I couldn't do it anymore. He said he realized what he had done and he was extremely sorry. We talked it out and decided to stay. Things got much better and had been fine for years, apart from maybe one or two shouting outbursts. But since Corona, I don't know if it's from being inside 27 or being unemployed, but it's been hard. We've treated each other badly by critiquing each other over chores, but recently we had this big chat about treating each other properly. Since then, that's about 2 weeks, there have been 3 occasions where he's taking his anger out of me but making me feel bad over something, swearing at me. Okay, so then she gives examples, and she smashed the glass. Okay, we don't care about all that. I don't know what to do anymore. I just feel very sad and tired. He agreed to get therapy the other day, but some of this has happened since then. Generally, after these things happen, he goes off to do something, and I sit there crying. Okay, and you're still in this shit show because I'm curious. What is it that you that you imagine that you getting out of this? Is this like the only dick in the UK or something? I mean, what is this? Okay, so just see, you realize he had anger issues. You broke up, so that means you escaped. But then you went right back to the same shit show. Okay, and he would snatch shit out your hand. You get one time to snatch something out my hand. Chick did this shit at work. I went lost my mind on her at the job, and I didn't give a fuck that it was at work. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. You not snatching shit out of my hand. My own child, didn't let her do that to me. Why should I let you do it? Yeah, I had something. Oh, that's right. It was a laptop. And she gonna snatch it out of my hand because she wanted to see the model number or something. And I snatched it back and I was like, what the fuck? You don't snatch nothing out of my hand. If I have something that you want to see, you ask me like you have some sense. You don't snatch anything. I'm not your 2-year-old son. You done lost your mind. And then she just sat there looking at me in shock. And everything, she was like, well, I just wanted to see. I said, like I said, you use your words. You don't be snatching nothing out of my hand ever. Remember that or you're going to have problems. We're going to have some real problems. And so she was like, oh, and she never did it again. But, why should you think that that was appropriate? And then, you just never know when somebody's not black and you are, where is that coming from? You know what I mean? That's always a question mark. I'm not saying that's what it was, but I hadn't seen her do with anybody else. Only me. And I'm the only black one. So, 1 and 1 is going to always be 2. Now, it might not be the 2 that you meant it to be, but it's still 2. So, yeah, but she got checked. It's like you must have got me confused with somebody who thinks that you special and unique. Bitch, I will cuss your fucking ass out. I don't give a fuck if it is at the job. Because, they all know me too. I'm very good at sending people tersely worded, evil ass emails and all kind of. Yeah, you don't want to work. But anyway, you do want to work with me, but not if you're going to be acting stupid. That would be the mistake that a lot of people have made, and they found out how mistaken they were. That's not how you do, not with me. Question number 11, female, 22 to 30, from Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania. Hi, Deb. I've been watching your videos for a few months now, and I really enjoy hearing your advice. Plus, your videos have given me more education in my private life. I feel like I sort of know what to do / what's the deal, but I'd like to know your take on this. For the past year, I've been dealing with this guy. Let's call him Denzel. Oh, I like that. Denzel and I are coworkers. We work the same shift in the same work area with the same days off. We spend every weekend together. We go out. We're gone on 2 mini vacations with friends and family. I met his whole family and a few of his good friends. Basically, we have the relationship but without the title, and it irks the shit out of me. I believe I've heard you mention that if a man wants you, he wants you. He will tell you what it is between you two and how he sees it will be. As of yet, Denzel hasn't made this move, and I want to bring it up, but I don't know exactly what to say or when is a good time to bring it up. I want to know if he sees a relationship between us. Okay, for the past year. My intuition tells me he has commitment issues because of his recent ex. I know that there's no other females because of his family and friends confirming it. But he also left his Facebook on my laptop. I checked the messages and there wasn't anything to indicate that any other woman is in the picture. I feel like I'm starting to love this man and possibly could live with each other. I'm a 29-year-old Cancer woman and he's a 34-year-old Virgo man still living at home with his parents. Oh my God, at 34? And you want to be with him? Okay, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, a year. That's what she says. But see, that doesn't mean that this has been going on the year. But yes, it does. Because for the past year, I've been with this guy. Okay, so yeah, so this nonsense has been going on where you spend it every weekend together. You going out, you give him all your free time. You're not dating nobody else, but you don't have a title. What the fuck are you doing? You know, on this video, you know, if you listen to, you say you've been listening to this channel for months. You know, I advocate the pair and the spare. I tell women that you give men the same energy they're giving you. So in a situation like this, he's not giving you commitment energy. So why are you giving it to him? Okay, you should be dating other people. So this is what you're gonna do. This next weekend coming up, he's gonna want to spend together. You're gonna be busy. And you're going to be busy. You're going to call your friends, the people that you've been ignoring because you've been spending all your free time with this fool, and you're going to go and spend some time with them. You're going to spend the night at one of your girlfriend's house, your auntie's house, your grandma's house, your stepfather and stepmother's house. You're going to do something with yourself so that you're not at home. Are you feeling me? You're going to be gone, and it's going to be with some family or some situation that he can't fight about. And he let him miss you. That's the problem here. You too fucking available. You all over the place. No, don't say that. See, I get sick of this. You don't know nothing about what is going on, but yet y'all always coming up throwing some shit in here about another bitch. That is a standard. Just I don't even go there. There's nothing in here to say that she's aside anything. Stop creating shit in your head and then putting that in there like it's a fact. I'm going to delete that shit because I hate that. Stick to what's in the letter. She already said that she met his whole family and it's not that. Okay, so she feels confident that that's not it. That's not the point. The point is that she is not getting, she wants to feel, like she's in it and he's made a verbal commitment and he's expressing some stuff to her verbally. I've said millions of times, women are very auditory creatures. Now, we not only need to want to see it, which is great, we want to hear it. And what you say and what you do need to match up. Right now, he's showing he's spending all his time with her. That means, obviously he likes her, but he's not really doing anything about it. So basically what she's doing is giving him everything that he wants, and she's not getting what she wants out of the deal, which is this title and commitment. I'm not really a big one on titles, but whatever. Some people are. And so that's what you need to do with Denzel. You're going to be busy. You got the same days off, something you work the same shift. Have lunch with somebody else at work. Go have lunch with some girls at lunch and make him go do something with himself so he misses you. You go out, you go on too many vacations with his friends and family. You need to put some space between you and him. Because he's giving him the best of a girlfriend life without none of the responsibilities and the title. He gets all the benefits. I know you sleeping with him. He don't know, he might not be a mama's boy, but he might be having some signs of irresponsibility or something. But then again, we don't know this man's history. Because, a lot of times when people first get divorced, they're suffering financially. They're grieving. And the safety cocoon of being up, around your parents for a minute helps people get back on their feet. I understand that. It's a struggle. And you have to grieve the loss of that marriage and all the dreams that went with it, even a long-term relationship. People end up at that age at their parents' house for a lot of reasons. But did they end up there or did he never leave? See, there's a difference. There's a difference. And you would have to know the reason why he ended up there. Some people move back home. They're the youngest in the family, but they move back because the parents are sickly and they can't do everything by themselves. They need somebody to help them. So, one of the younger kids moves in. The older ones already got, married and got families. They can't do it. So the younger single ones move in with them. That happens in a lot of families. So there's not enough information here about what his story is for y'all to be sitting up there making judgments about why he's doing what he's doing. We don't care about what he's doing. This letter is about her and her actions in response to him. Okay? The letter is not about him. The letter is about her and how she's handling herself in this relationship with him. Okay, so that's what we stick to. I don't delve into all that woulda, coulda, shoulda, magic potion shit that you all like to talk about. We're talking about her taking back her power and getting herself straight because she's the one who wrote the letter. She's the one having the problem. My comments are strictly addressed to her and her behavior and her attitude. What he does or what any other man does who comes after him is not the point. The point is how she handles them, and that's all that we're going to discuss. Okay? So that's what you do, girlfriend. Start backing up, putting some space between him. Let him miss you. You're not giving him, he can't, there's no space and time. You together with him all the time. So he has no opportunity to figure out what his life is like without you there. You need to give him that opportunity. Okay? And after that, if he's really into you, he will come up with something that's going to seal the deal real quick. If he doesn't, then that means you made a smart move and you're free to go out and do your thing with other people, no problem. So either way, it's a good way for you to, get this turned around. Question 12, female 18 to 21 from Winnipeg. This is my first relationship, so I'm still trying to work the whole dating thing out. But my new partner offended me yesterday, and I can't get what he said out of my mind. Oh. Let me give you a bit of the backstory. Wait, how much back? Okay. A few years ago, I fell in love with martial arts. I did jiu-jitsu, ended up being katana trained. Does anybody know what that is? Katana, Katana. I'm not an amazing ninja or anywhere close, but it's always something cool I can say about myself. At first, when I told my boyfriend, he thought it was cool, and he would tell his friends about it and how cool he thought it was. Uh-oh. Um, how cool he thought it was, and it was a good ego boost, and it made me feel quite good that there's something about me that seems cool. But yesterday I was with some of his guy friends and they were clowning around, and the topic came up again about martial arts, and my boyfriend said the following, quote, blank, I guess that's supposed to be her name, is katana trained apparently, but to be honest, I think that's a load of bullshit. Wow. And this is your boyfriend that said this? And they carried on laughing. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. It just really hurt me. It's just the one thing that makes me feel really cool. And he kind of just made me feel like a liar and really shitty about the whole cool thing. I've noticed that he started to use me as a verbal punching bag when he's with his friends too. He tends to say stupid things to me a lot recently to irritate me. He always tries to one up me. Anything I can do, he can do better. I've not been able to get it out of my head really, and he's never been disrespectful before. Oh, yes, he has. All the stuff you're talking about is disrespectful. He tends to talk like he's better than everyone else. He makes a lot of jokes about how I supposedly want to sleep with one of our mutual acquaintances who I clash with very much. It's weird because he's meant to be my partner. I've never seen a sign of him recently, but it's like he's become too comfortable just not treating me as nice. He's nice sometimes. Whenever his friends come by, he changes, but he says he still cares for me. Okay, so once again, we're paying attention to what he says versus what he does. But if you actually paid attention to what he says, you would see that he don't have no respect for you at all. He doesn't even like you very much. You're there as his place to stick his dick. Okay, I don't know how to be less blunt. That's all you're there for. He has no respect for you. So what you need to do is katana your little ass on away from him. Okay, just do. I don't know what they do, flips and jumps, whatever they be doing. No, wait, that's not katana. What is that? That Brazilian thing. Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but anyway, whatever it is, do it away from him and get away from this guy. Okay, it's nice that he thought it was cool, but now he's jealous. He's jealous and he's very insecure about it because his friends think it's cool too. And so he's feeling envious. So when you have a man who feels insecure about what you can do that he can't do, that's when they start with this, trying to one up you and prove that they're better than you and all this kind of stuff. That's what that's all about. So what you need to do is tell him, you've been talking to me crazy lately. You've been putting down me. You've been saying rude and crude things. I don't want to see you anymore. So, lose my number. And then once you give him that message, you block him. Okay, since this is your first relationship, I'm telling you how this is properly done. You do not leave an avenue open for them to find and harass you. You block them on your phone, you block them on your email, you block them on your social media accounts. Everywhere it is possible, you block him so he can't bother you anymore. If you have any of his friends on your contact list or whatever, you block them as well because he can use them. They can log on and he can spy on you that way and comment and send you hateful messages and all kind of stuff through them. So you block all of them, everybody, and don't accept any new friend requests on any social media because that's going to be them using fake names. Okay. But no, you should never. You're young, and so you don't know this. Your first relationship, and you still, like you said, you're still trying to work this whole dating thing out. But I'm telling you right now, when you have a man who intentionally offends, demeans, degrades, and ridicules you for laughs and amongst his friends and attention, he wants to put you down to try to make himself big up himself. This is a low level roach motherfucker, and you get rid of him. Okay, he's so fucking insecure. He's a loser, and any man like that who feels like it's going to be beneficial to him to put down an 18 and 19-year-old girl is a fucking loser. Okay, so you get rid of him. Just a waste of air and water on this planet. Okay, question 13, 13 to 25. We rolling on through. Thanks everybody for coming on through and sticking around through all our technical difficulties we had over the past week. Yeah, he ain't the one. He ain't the one for nobody. This is a young girl, 22 to 30 again in the UK. I broke up with a guy I was in love with earlier this year. I was heartbroken and ended up in counseling. Deleted his number and didn't contact him again. Very good. We broke up because I didn't think he was ready for a real mature relationship and he wasn't always nice to me. For the past few months, he's contacted me pretty frequently. It just seems like he wants to chat. Wait a minute, I thought you blocked him. Oh no, you deleted his number and didn't contact him again, but it doesn't say you blocked him. I see. For the past few months, he's contacted me pretty frequently. It just seems like he wants to chat. Then he goes quiet for a while. I don't always reply to him, but if I do, we just chat for a bit. Then he stops. Never talk about a relationship or meeting up. We can't. We're on lockdown anyway. But I'm confused about it. I never text him first, so it's always on his terms. I know he's insecure and stressing about some stuff, and I think he might find me comforting. He remembers important things about me and asks me about them. I like this nice side of him, and it's what I fell in love with, but also I don't know what he wants from me. Does he just want to know that I'm interested, but isn't into me enough to put the effort in? What is this about? I feel like I'm worth more than this. I'm so frustrated by him sometimes. I feel like I have moved on enough that I'm not in love with him anymore, but I still miss things about him, and I miss how I felt when we were happy. It's such a weird time right now. I don't know if he's clinging onto a memory that's gone. He messed up, and he hasn't put it right, so he has no right to mess with me. But from his side, it's such minimal effort. What is he even getting out of it? I don't know what it is that I'm asking. The answer is to block him and move on, right? Because he hasn't changed, right? The answer is we don't give a fuck if he changed. That's not part of your scenario in your life or this lifetime or the next. You don't care what he's done. You care about yourself, okay? And in this situation right here, um, he wasn't always nice to you. That's all that you need to care about, okay? Now, what is he doing now? What is this thing called? This is what they do on this channel is a video where, or it's an article on surviving dating. I think it's an article on surviving dating. I wrote it, probably about 15, 16, 18 years ago. And basically it talks about how guys break up, you break up and then they come tipping back to check, check and see how you're doing. They always reminisce about these old stories where they want to talk about the past and get you all in the Wayback Machine and all feeling all sad and sorrowful and, in your feelings and stuff. That's what they want you to do. So, and that get you talking and all the stuff. It's the standard issue dragon drama. They just want your attention. They want to see if you've moved on, if they might be able to worm their way back in and tap that ass. That's all they trying to do. He ain't trying to be with you. So you should have blocked him a long time ago. You should have blocked him the first time he tried to contact you. You should have blocked him when you broke up with him. Not just deleted his number, but blocked it. Okay? That's how you do. So he couldn't be wasting your time like this. And if they're talking to him and now you worried about him not replying and all that kind of stuff. See, this is just stupid. You wasting time here. Time. I keep talking about time and y'all just don't get it. Your time on this planet is finite. Okay, and you wasted it on some stupid idiot that you already know is stupid. I don't understand. So in a situation like this, he wants to chat. You don't care about that. You shouldn't even have been taking his calls. Then he goes quiet. Good. Then you don't reply, but if you do, you chat. Why? Why are you chatting with somebody that you said wasn't nice to you? You know, he doesn't talk about your relationship because you don't have one. He doesn't want to talk about meeting up because he can't stand you. That's why you two broke up and he didn't treat you nice. When the guys call back like this, it's just like they between booty. Okay? They're just trying to see if the door is open for him to maybe, up the ante with this game he's trying to run. And it's obviously working because you write me worried about all the stuff he was saying. And if it's going to be opportunity for him to roll through put you in that Wayback Machine mode. Oh, I was thinking about the mistakes I made. And I was so awful. I just want to apologize to you. I shouldn't have done those things to you. Do you ever think that you could give me another chance? Okay, so you all in your feelings. See, I don't have feelings like that. And you get in your feelings, and then the next thing you know, he's telling you done got caught up in the words, and the next thing you know, he all up in your bed and your legs all up in the air, and you trying to figure out what's going on. When the next morning, when he says, "Oh, well, that was great," and he gets his stuff and he walks out the door, and you don't hear from him again for another few months. See, that's how a lot of women get gamed on. When they start talking all that shit about the past, you say, I don't give a fuck about that. That's ancient history. Next, you're going to start telling me about dinosaurs and shit, okay? I have no interest in that, just like I have no interest in you. Stop talking. But like I said, if you had done what I said and blocked them, you wouldn't even have to worry about saying all of that. Okay? So you know what to do now. Question 14, female 22 to 30. I've been in a relationship with a guy for 6 months now. The thing is, he is the son of wealthy people. And my family has urged me to never let him go, no matter what. Oh, because of his money? He's 28, don't have a job yet, and was thinking about dropping out of college, still deciding what to do with his life. At almost 30, while I'm about to finish my bachelor's degree and go for my master's next semester. He says he wants to get me pregnant, but he is not financially ready for it since he does not even have a job. Also, I need to finish school and start a career before thinking about having kids. I've been very careful with my birth control, so I made sure I didn't get pregnant. Good for you. Another problem is that he would ghost on me for even a week. And it would call him and text him, but he won't answer. Everything was going well, and all of a sudden he was a sudden ghost. But I still see him post on social media, so I know he ain't dead. He would come back a few days later and apologize, and I would take him back. I don't like guys who are inconsistent, so it hurts a lot. He's supposed to be moving out of state this week, and he went ghost on me again. I don't even know if he's already moved out of state, and it really hurts. I'm thinking I should break up with him since he's just not good at communication, and with long distance, communication is key. Other than that, he is a very nice guy. What should I do, Deb? You should slap yourself. You should slap yourself because you're delirious. You're delirious and you just living in Stupidville. There's no reason in this world why anybody who is not in a committed relationship or who calls herself being in one, that's even worse, is allowing herself to be treated like this. Why are you doing that? Obviously, you have at least book smarts because going through college, you're about to go into a master's program. Okay, they don't let idiots into master's programs. Okay, so you got some sense there, book sense. Common sense, you at the 0 mark. Because there is no way in this world that a guy who doesn't have a job, dropping out of school, don't know what to do with his life, and he's going on 30, and wants to get you pregnant so he could trap you with a baby because he can see that you about to be moving and shaking, and who ghosts you repeatedly without a word, just disappears whenever he fucking feels like it. 5 loser traits, and you're sitting there trying to figure out if you should break up with him. Where's your mother? Oh no, never mind. Because some of the same people trying to get you to stay with him just because his family got money. That don't mean he gonna have any. Because a lot of parents are like, if you ain't doing shit right, they'll cut you off. And that could be why he wants to align himself with you by taking you with a baby. So he always have a place to rest his ugly head and, sleep and eat and stuff. I'm going to tell you this. You are on a path to bettering yourself and achieving, making your dreams come true. A lot of perseverance. What you need to do is drop this dead weight. Okay, stop looking for him to be anything to you. He's nothing but a loser. Okay, let him go on over there and be a loser by himself. Cut him off. Don't listen to your family. Tell them if they like loser men so much, then for them to go and date them then. That will shut them up. I don't know if she left yet. I don't know. Soon as I found out that he didn't have a job, but see, I lose interest. I'm talking to you and you ain't got no money. You don't have a source of income like an adult man should, and you're almost 30 years old. I can't talk to you. I have no conversation for you. You're just like a waste of air and water and just space on the planet. You're just you're nothing. You're worse than shit on a shoe. I mean, what in the world would you call yourself dating this loser bum dude for? He ain't about shit. He ain't trying to do shit. He ain't gonna do shit. What are you doing? Okay, I hope I made myself clear. You go back and listen to this if you're confused. And look at that video. Where I described dusty men. It's like, can you define what a dusty is? This dude is in there. Okay, dust central. Yeah, to me it's a no-brainer, but you never know how she was raised. We don't know that. So I answer all of these questions. Like I said, I go by what the letter writer has presented as their issue. That's it. That's all I talk about. I don't go into the maybe land, coulda, woulda, shoulda land. Y'all love to go there. I don't go there. I stick to what is in the letter, and that's it. Okay? That's it. Here we go. And he's a nice guy. I don't know how he's nice. See, nice to me means employed and treats me well. Motherfuckers that be disappearing off and ghosting you and stuff, that's not nice. That's abusive, emotionally abusive behavior. So I don't know. Your definition of nice and mine are just vastly different. And he about to move out of state? Bye, motherfucker. Question 15, female 50 to 59 from Florida. Excuse my letter. English is not that good. Oh. But I need advice. I do not want to be brokish. I have enough if I go easy on spending. However, my dilemma is how to convey this to this friend of mine that I will not lend money to her and her husband. Used to, but had enough of the woe, the last minute pleas that are surprises no more, just monthly drags. They seek to borrow, beg, really with an I'll pay you next week promise that arouses my scorn as I say one adult me does not pay for two adults them, and anyone looking on at that would see I idiot for paying out 3 times. She is in her 50s and lives like a teen does from day to day, but she is fun, so I do not want to drop her. Her husband watches giant TV all day, which is expensive to power, so I do not pity them, as they spend money quicker than I do. I sometimes have a feeling they have money that they keep secret, which is okay until I get asked to be the funder again for no good reason other than their apparent bad planning. I need to psych myself up. I spent money on some sundries for them last week. I let the money go, okay, but I am brokish too. I have a right to plead poverty like they do, but it feels odd. I have the right to say no. Just confirm this, please. One adult does not pay for two adults, even if that means avoiding them. Maybe even that. I just don't know. Okay, I'm sympathizing. Thank you for telling me that English is not that good, so it gave me patience. Because normally I would have just flipped this on over to the reject file, but I can see what it is. What you have to learn how to do, whatever is your native language and their native language, if they speak the same native language, however do you say no, not happening, fuck off, you dreaming, you tripping, where they do that at, hell to the no, things like that. You have to learn how to say those in your language so that they are, strangers. They ask you for the money, you say no. No, nine, nada, niet. Whatever, however you gonna, whatever language you gonna use, you gonna say it in that language. Ani, right? Korean. You gonna say whatever you gonna say no. You gonna say that's not happening. So you have to practice that because you're being, a very soft touch. You say this woman is fun, but you can have fun like at the arcade. You can have fun with a group of people that all have their own money so that you don't have to feel like you're paying for someone's companionship like that. And it's a grown man and you giving them money. Where they do that at? It's a grown man and he don't have no money. If he stopped watching TV, he could go get a job. I mean, do something. They always looking for people at Walmart, COVID or not. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. Well, the whole thing is, people can't use you unless you let them. They can ask, of course, but that's where you say no. I don't want to. I'm not doing that. Get yourself. Do it yourself. Buy your own. That kind of stuff. Hey, Clarissa. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll pay you next week and all this stuff. No, you're not going to pay me next week because you ain't getting shit from me. I don't know why it feels odd for you to feel like you have to talk yourself into saying no. Shit, no is my favorite word. I'll say no in a heartbeat. I even say no in my sleep. I just love that word, no. No and free. Those are my two favorite words. But, no. Question 16, female 22 to 29 out of Greensboro, North Carolina. How do you make sure that your male friends know that your friendship is platonic and that you're not interested in them? I have this problem with the ones that are single. Thanks, y'all. Any advice would be appreciated. Okay, so y'all put your advice in there because she's asking you too. My response is, I've always had a lot of male friends, and I'm trying to think. I only had one that, crossed the line and did the grab and kiss thing. But all the rest of them know that their envelope. And how did they know this? Because I was either dating other men or I was, we go out to a club together and stuff. I'm all up in some other dude's face. So obviously, even though I came here with you, I'm not interested in you. I'm trying to find me some other dick to go be with. That ain't you, right? Or, I just tell them. They be like, well, what about me? No, you ain't my type. And that's when, if I wanted to be friends with them, otherwise I say, no, you're not my type and it never will be. So don't even waste your time. That's yeah, yeah. I mean, that's all. And if you have a guy that does cross your boundaries, then you just get rid of him. If he want to keep pressing you, like you need to give me a chance. Oh, that's right. Okay, so there's two. The other dude he was a friend and he crossed the boundaries, and he used to refer to me, introduce me to people as his sister. Like sister. You know how people have play sisters, play cousins, all that. So it was that kind of scenario, and. But then one day he called and he said, he woke me up, as a matter of fact. I called early in the morning talking about, do you have a man yet or something? And I'm like, well, no, I mean, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, if you're not going to give that thing to nobody else, why don't you give it to me? That's what he said to me. And I was half asleep, but my ass woke all the way up. And I sat up in the bed. I still remember that. I sat up in the bed and I'm looking at my phone like, surely there's a bad connection. And that was a party line accident. That used to happen online. I don't know, y'all, they only use cell phones. This used to happen. They would patch in some other person or somebody's whole conversation you'd be suddenly hearing on your line. So I'm thinking, is that what happened here? That was someone else. That could have been him saying that. But I'm like, what did you just say? And he laughed and he said it again. And oh my God. All that Cooper came spewing forth. He was every kind of trifling nigga motherfucker I could think of. And I was, I have a lot of those adjectives here, and they all came out. And the thing about that bothered me the most is, that was a couple of years after my husband had died, and So my daughter at the time was about 8, 9 years old, and he would tell everybody, I'm his sister, so that would make her his niece, right? But I'm thinking, okay, if you're gonna cross a boundary with me, you might could get confused and think you're gonna cross one with her. I will kill you, and that's what I told him. I told him that. I said, see, this is what's bothering me about this is, you are you crossed the boundary with me that you shouldn't have crossed, and my concern is that you might forget that this is supposed to be your quote niece and cross one with her. Motherfucker, I will kill you. I don't care if I have to spend the rest of my life in the prison. I will do it as long as your ass is dead. I just want you to understand that. That's how serious I am. So I'm gonna hang up. And when I hang up this phone, don't you call me no more. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear your voice. Don't you email me. Don't you send me a text. Don't you send me shit. Just stay the fuck away from me. And that was it. I was done. That's how that. When I say I'm done, I am done. That motherfucker sent me emails. He said that's when I had an office at home, right? I worked for this .com company, and he had my business card, so he had my fax and my work email on it too. He's tried to contact me that way. I blocked him on those too. So, yeah, I was done. So, like I said, I give people one time. You get one time to fuck over me. Exactly one. That's it. There's no coming back from that. I haven't talked to that motherfucker since. Okay? That was so many years ago, and I just don't. You don't get to come back and say nothing to me. You're fired from my life. So that's what I suggest you very, very clear on your boundaries, what they will and what the role is going to be. Let them know. The second you cross over that, any quote friendship that we had is done. I don't that laying and wait kind of thing, waiting for your opportunity, motherfucker. If that's the kind of shit that you're trying to do, then just don't do it. Just keep it moving. But if you really do truly want a female friend, we can do that because we get along really well. It's cool and all of that. But we can hang out, we can do all kind of stuff. But one thing we ain't gonna do is fuck, and we ain't gonna kiss, and we're not doing no shit that's romantic or even questionable. Okay, are you down with that? I'm real clear, and some of them have said no, and most of them said yes, and then they was true to their word. So, like I said, out of all the guys I've been friends with my entire life, only two crossed the line. Question 17, female 59 to 65 from Santa Barbara. My boyfriend and I are in our 60s and have been together for more than a year. While I'm aware that he can be somewhat bossy and too harsh with words, he generally is very loving and kind. However, my adult daughter met him once last year and he came off as brash and bossy to the point where she cried. He was picking on our family cat, who has been a source of comfort to me and my kids since my husband, their dad, died 10 years ago. I asked him to apologize at the time, and instead he made small talk with her. I decided to still stay in the relationship because everyone should have a second chance. No, they shouldn't. But the few times my daughter visits, I've kept them apart. I feel at this point, if I stay with him, it's important that they can at least be civil to each other. I should add that during this past year, when I FaceTime her, he is nice on the call, and he even sent a generous engagement gift to her. He does mention that I speak to her at least 6 times a day, which isn't true, but she and I are close, and since we can't see each other that often, we FaceTime. While I only see him on the weekends, I don't stay on the phone too long with her, so I'm not sure why he makes fun of my calls. In any event, my daughter and her fiance are visiting in a few weeks, and to prepare, I mentioned to him yesterday that I think my daughter may be nervous to meet him again since the first and only time last year did not go well. His response was, well, she's crazy. Wow. I then said, well, you guys need to have a decent relationship, even if he thinks she is, which she isn't, just sensitive. He could have said that he would make sure it goes smoothly, etc. He never took responsibility for his actions last year, and I suppose he never will. Is this a relationship killer? It would be for me. Obviously, you have more patience than me. You say some shit to make my daughter cry, you out. That's second. Okay, because it's not, especially if you know your daughter. Now, there's some people that's fucking crybabies. They cry about every damn thing. Somebody cut in front of them in a parking space. They run out of the tomatoes brand that they want at the grocery store. They cry about every damn thing. If that's not your daughter and she shed real tears and this guy was the source of that, that to me would be justification to nix him. Because you ain't having my child crying. I don't give a fuck how old my child is. You're not going to do that because she's going to be forever my kid. Forever. I'm going to be her mama. And she's going to always take priority over you in a situation like that. Now, she just acting a fool and, trying to throw her weight on. That's different. But you're actually hurting her to the point where she's in tears. You got to go. You got to go. And you saying he got a mouth and he don't apologize. Now he's saying that she's crazy and all that too. This is just too much. You know what I'm talking about. Them bitches that be crying about every damn thing. Work with a lot of them. As soon as they do something that you don't like at work, the first thing they want to do is start crying. I had one at my desk one time coming up there like, you sent me this email, and she starts sniveling. It was the same email that went to the entire staff of 500 people, right? But somehow she took it personally. Uh, she's crying at my desk, and I'm sitting there looking at this white girl like, you done lost your mind if you think I give a fuck about your tears. But, you can't say stuff like that at work, but I'm sure that's what my face said because I sure was thinking it. And then I'm just looking at her with this face like, damn, you stupid. But then I just said, why are you at my desk crying? Well, that hurt me. I said, you'll get over it. Well, that email, I said, it's the same email to everybody in this department. Why are you taking it personally? That's how I was talking to her. Just real matter of fact, like no sympathy. I don't give a fuck. Cry till your eyes fall out and roll down the block. I don't care. And so she just sitting there looking at me. And she's like, that's just so harsh. I was like, that's before I knew about the Kanye shrug, because otherwise I would have done that. I just looked at her like, okay, well, like I said, it was the same email that went to everybody. So you think 500 people going to be lined up in my desk because they upset about that email? I don't really care. Because whatever I said in it, that's what's going to happen. That's how things stand. So stop crying. I sent her ass away. I'm like, don't be crying at my desk. I'm not telling you can't cry, but you can't do it here. So you need to go back to your desk with that. And so she did. But, that's how I wasn't going to entertain that bullshit. You think I'm going to apologize? Hell will freeze over. Pigs will fly, and the pigs and the baby devils will go ice skating before I apologize to your bitch ass. That's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. I don't apologize, because if I said some shit that was fucked up and it hurt your feelings, I meant to hurt them. I'm glad that you're crying. I'm happy that your feelings are hurt. My goal has been accomplished. So you looking for me to apologize? This person right here don't never apologize about nothing. And it's like, because everything that I do that's fucked up, I meant to do it. I planned it. It was premeditated. I knew it was going to hurt you. That's why I did it. Probably did it a whole bunch of times. Remember last week? Scritcher, 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 scritcher. To get on that girl's nerves, that's the kind of bitch I am. Don't tell me something hurts you, because I'm just at the top of my list of things to do to you on a daily basis, if not every 10 minutes, just because I know it's going to hurt you. And I like sit there and look at you and study your reactions like a bug under a microscope. Wow, look at them tears. Look at her face all twisted up. Wow. That really affected her. She's really hurt about this. Wow. I wonder if other people would be hurt if I said that to them too. This is an experiment worth doing. How many people would get hurt and how many people would just laugh it off like me? I don't know about gangs. I'm just don't. See, that's that hood life. You can't show weakness. You just don't show it. And so that's one thing. You show me your weak side, unless I really like you, then I'll be sympathetic. But you just some bitch on the job or some shit, I don't care about you. You gonna be that would be a mistake. So anyway, you have a lot more patience. You're gonna try to talk to him, give him second chances, third chances, and all this kind of stuff. Don't be surprised when your daughter comes and there's some drama with her and this dude and the fiance. Just prepare yourself and figure out what you're going to do about it, because it's coming. Question 18, female 31 to 39 from Los Angeles. How do you suggest women deal with men talking over them? This happens so much and it's really annoying. It's like that dream you have where you're yelling at the top of your lungs and no one can hear you. Or wait, is that just my recurring nightmare? I've had mixed results with just talking louder, calling someone out, or asking to finish what I'm saying / continue where I left off like nothing happened. I'm left with a feeling like what I say doesn't matter, and that's complete shit. What do you recommend? Oh, this is a what would Deb do question. The people who I find, oh yeah, you said it, the women deal with men talking over you. I met some women that do that too. When people want to talk over you, what they typically are arrogant pricks. They like to believe because they are so lack confidence and self-esteem that what they think and what they feel and what they believe is the only thing and it's right and it's, everyone else must bow to their grand wisdom. So when you have a person like that, arguing with them about it is just a waste of time. If it's in a professional business setting, what I would tend to do is, okay, so we're in a meeting, right? And I'm saying I'm having the floor and it's my time to speak. And here comes Roger. Well, Deborah, this and that. Roger, it's not your time to speak, it's mine. You need to be polite and professional in the meeting. Wait your turn. Didn't they teach you that in kindergarten? You wait your turn. So be quiet, and I'm speaking. When I'm done, I'll let you know. Okay, that's how I come off. And they turn red because they know they just got checked, and it was they know they was wrong. What they gonna do? If one dude did do that, and he's like, well, I'm gonna speak anyway. I got up and walked the fuck out. So the rest of the presentation that I was supposed to make, which was the reason why I was in the meeting, they didn't get. So guess what? When we had to reschedule the meeting, guess who wasn't there? And I gave my presentation uninterrupted. So, in a certain sense, you do teach people how to treat you. And, talking louder in certain, like maybe in your personal relationship, that might work. But my thing is, I always stop them. You're trying to overtalk me. You're being rude. You're this, whatever. I bring, point that out to them. You need to wait your turn. Now, if they decide that they don't want to do that, then the conversation is over. I'm not going to sit there and let you talk over me. You're going to be talking to yourself. That's what would Deb do. Okay, you're going to listen to me like I listen to you, or because that's what a conversation is. Or you want to give a lecture and shit, then you have at it. But this student ain't going to be in the auditorium. This student's out. Okay, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. So that would be what I suggest. You know, that's one thing no one can stop you from doing is walking off. You are not forced to let someone disrespect you like that. At work, private setting, at your family's house, any situation, you are not nobody. You do not forced to listen to it. Somebody, if it's not a conversation, if it's just one person, it's one person talking to themselves, and then they can interrupt themselves and talk over themselves to their heart's content because they're talking to themselves and they're the only one listening. You feel me? You walk the fuck off. You don't have to sit there and take it. That's the power that you have. Put your legs in motion. Question 19, female 22 to 30 from Rochester. I had friends, a couple for many years. We kind of drifted apart. We're not keeping in touch much. I was making an effort, but it was very one-sided. They always came up with some excuse to not hang out. I don't know how to save our friendship, so I met them with my boyfriend. They liked him. After a couple of times we all hung out together, they just kept in touch with just him, not me. Then they started hanging out together and I was left out. I guess they connected and we grew apart. I really feel funny about it because they were my friends first and for so long. My boyfriend invites me to hang out with them sometimes, but I just feel awkward. I'm not mad at anybody, but I kind of feel betrayed. I'm not into that friendship anymore. I don't know what I should do. Is it okay to feel this way? Wait a minute. You said you drifted apart and wasn't keeping in touch, but it was one sided and they always had an excuse not to hang out with you. Okay, so that means that shit was over. Okay, did you forget what you wrote in the first paragraph? Everything that you said about these people, they was already out of your life and not really feeling you to that kind of point where they wanted to be around you anyway. So the fact that they can connect with your boyfriend, I mean, we're adults here. So perhaps he just has a personality and he has interests and hobbies and whatever that they enjoy, and so they all hung out together. They formed a friendship. Good grief! I mean, what you want from me? Um, you want to have that thing where you can. Those are my friends, and you can't be friends with my friends. They're mine, kind of thing from grade school. It don't work like that. Have your own friends. You don't have to be friends with them. They ain't the only people, this only couple in the world. Make friends with some other couples so that when you and your boyfriend go out to somebody that you like, he'll stop spending so much time with them because he'll be busy with you and the other couples. Don't you know how to do this? You sitting there pouting like a little kid instead of rolling up your sleeves and doing grown woman shit. Grown women are gonna say, "Oh no, we ain't having this," and she gonna be busy lining up some other couples for you guys to hang out with that you think your boyfriend will get along too, that you get along with. So then the four of you can go places and do things, and he'll forget all about them because he'll be busy. They'll say, "Do you want to hang out?" He'll say, "No, I'm going with Sheila, and we're going to with someone on so and so and so and so." And so his time with them will be less. That's how you do that. You don't make a demand. You don't complain about it. You don't say nothing. You just set the shit up so that he gonna go the direction that you want him to go. That's how women manage men and relationships. You don't let men do what the fuck they want to do because they stupid. They don't know what the hell they doing. They always doing some dumb shit. So you have to, supervise his movements. And that's how you do it. So you could look around, see who y'all can hang out with. Yeah, she probably already got some. You know that whiny. They be whining. Question 20. Female, 37 to 44 from Richmond. I wonder which Richmond. Okay, anyway, I'm 40. He's 60. What? He is handsome, fun, athletic, retired, and financially fit. Basically everything I want except of his age. Our first date was a motorcycle ride with his friends. I went to a cookout at his house where most of his friends were 40 to 60. He says he dates younger women because they can't keep up with his energy. I can't see myself having sex with him, but I love the way he old school dates. I want to let him spoil me a few months, then I'll move on. What are your thoughts? Well, I have a couple of thoughts. One is, it's all about some ass, and you basically gonna be trading ass for dates, old school dates, because you don't really have no interest in the man. So is that what you want to do? Because that's what's gonna happen. Is that what you want to do with yourself? The other thought I have is, if dude's treating you that nice and that good and he's all together and everything is happening and you with him, the more time you spend with him, the more you going to like him. And before you know it, you're going to have you an old ass boyfriend and try to figure out what happened. How did I get with this old ancient motherfucker? It's like he about to collect retirement checks and shit. And I'm only 40. Let me just say this. It wouldn't be anything I would do. This is a what would Deb do moment. It wouldn't be anything I would do. He's too old for you. 20 years older? No. I would think you shouldn't be with a man any older than 50 and probably like more like 45. Because yeah, because then the dude has got money and he's smooth. You don't get to be a 60-year-old man and still be a player. And you don't have no game. So dude is smooth. You gonna get caught up. That's what's gonna happen. And you be trying to figure out what the fuck happened to you. And how you marching down the aisle with some 70-year-old fucker. I'm going to laugh at you. This was going like I'm laughing right now. 40 is young compared to 60. Just like 20 is young compared to 40. Same shit. Okay? That 20 years is killer. You see that didn't work out too well for Terry McMillan. So, think about that. There's a big difference in life experience and mentality that happens in your 20s and 30s. That 20-year age gap is a killer. So, same thing in your 30s and 40s and 50s. Every decade, you change and grow a lot. So, it wouldn't be anything I could do, but you carry on talking about that he got so much energy. You blue pill taking motherfucker. Stop lying. Probably riding one of them tricycle motorcycles anyway. I hate them damn things. Question 21, female 22 to 30. Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful podcast. Oh, I wonder which one this was. I was browsing videos and this video kept showing up and I knew I needed to view it. Excellent content and much needed, but I don't know which ones you're talking about. I've also always felt I was missing an important part of dating. And I learned through trial and error that I was making a big mistake by moving too fast. But I didn't know why I was doing it and I don't know how to date. I didn't know how to date. I prayed for clarity and I believe I was led to your podcast. I have a question about when you mentioned that you knew of 3 men who really excited you, but you ran from a couple of them that you were infatuated with. May I ask, why did you run? Oh, this was not the letter that I thought it was going to be. Why did I run from the men who had the sizzle? Because I ain't crazy. That's why. There's a certain thing, there's a certain thing about men that have what I call the magic stick. Maybe that's the video she's talking about. The magic stick can make you act stupid. Deb ain't. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna be all over it and excited about it and all this stuff. But what I'm gonna stay on this side of sanity. I'm not going over there where women who allow their lust to take them into Stupidville. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. And if you see, like, if you just touch somebody and you get that kind of tingle, and by the time they actually, if that tingle connects in any other way, once you get horizontal, that would be a seriously dreadful situation. The only time I did that was when I could say when I was 19 with the little sailor dude when I was in Hawaii. I went with that, but see, that's what that was. It had built-in parameters. Let me put it that way. I was in Hawaii for a week. After that, I was leaving. So it wouldn't have mattered what kind of magic stick he had. I was getting on a plane and I was getting the fuck up out of there, going back to my life. You see what I mean? And I knew that going in. They had strict parameters around it, so it made an environment where it was safe for me to do all that exploring and go crazy and all that stuff. Because I knew, and on that seventh day, I was be back on that United plane going back to San Francisco, and I would never see him again. But surprise, I did years later in San Francisco. But yeah, you lose focus. These are women who are like fixated on the dude. These are chicks who be driving around trying to find him and going calling women, I know he's with you, and I want to maintain my dignity at all times. I will go buck wild with your ass and we'll break bed frames and we'll do all kind of crazy shit. But I'm going to always stay in control of my mind, and I'm not going to put myself in a situation with a man who is unstable but he's got magic stick stuff going on, because that's too risky. You have to weigh the checks and balances. And with my husband, he had magic stick shit going on. That's why he got me to marry him. But that man had a master's degree. That man was serious. He was seriously family oriented. That man was 150% about me and his daughter. Okay, so the mentality there was safe for you to go and pursue the majesty because he offered everything, including a safety net of mental, emotional, and financial safety that some random dude, because he touched me and it was electrical. I'm not going that direction. I'm not going to do that. That's a mistake that a lot of women make. They're like, "Ooh, it was so exciting, he turned me on. Girl, I'm gonna just go for that. I'm gonna do that." Okay, so then they go over there, but the dude is a dusty bum. He don't have no job. He's on drugs. He's fresh out the pen. All kind of stuff is going on with dude, but they're not thinking about that. They're only thinking about this feeling that they're getting from him. That's why I ran away, because the dudes, one of them wasn't dusty, but I did find out that his preference was Asian women, and later he married one. So it's like, why would I put myself in a situation of falling for possibly falling for a dude who wasn't looking for a black woman? He's looking for a little small Asian woman. Okay, he's not looking for anybody that looks like me. So anything that we did would just strictly be about the boning, and I wasn't at that phase at that place at that time. So I passed on that. But ooh, honey, he just made my knees wiggle and stuff. And then some of the other ones, they were just dusty. They were just dusty. And I'm not trying to be with no dusty ass man. I chose my husband very carefully. I had a lot of options. We hadn't even been engaged before, but that didn't work out because he was stupid and his mother was stupid. And so I, exited late stage left on that shit. But it's the kind of thing where you, as a woman, have to take responsibility for your choices. The number one thing in your life that can fuck you up or make you blissfully happy is the man that you have in your life that you call yourself being in a relationship with. You better think carefully. Hit that like button. How come all these people in here and it's only 94 likes? Y'all hit that like button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Make sure you do that before you leave up out of here. We still got some more questions, so a few more questions. So anyway, yeah, that's the answer to your question. I hope that long-winded explanation makes it clear. Question 22, female 31 to 39 out of London. Deb, do you remember the age you were when you learned to accept yourself for who you are? I am European, and I have noticed from lurking on your channel that Black American women seem to be a lot more confident than we are. That is the main reason I chose to ask you this question. What? Deb, I have been struggling my entire life trying to just simply accept who I am and to stop comparing myself to others, and needless to say, I have been fairly unsuccessful. A few days ago was my 31st birthday, and yet again, insecurity reared its ugly head. Why don't I have more friends? Why am I not as extroverted as my peers? Why am I gaining weight? Why am I so socially awkward in my 30s? Why can't I accept myself for the introverted, indoorsy homebody that I am instead of trying to be someone else to appeal to people that don't matter? Those were all in quotes. I don't know the answer. This is half tipsy rambling right now, but I sure would love some insight from some of the other ladies on your channel. I wish I could just be confident enough to be proud of who I truly am meant to be. Wow. Thanks, Vanna. Okay, now I see the numbers creeping up. Thanks, you guys, for hitting like. Like is good. Like is a good thing. Um, this is really hard for me to give you instructions about because um I can just tell you how I handled my clients because that was the most contact I had with what you call European women. For those 12 years I worked as a personal trainer, 90% of my clientele were white women. Couple of, guys, black, white, whatever, but the majority of my clientele were white females. And that was something that I noticed. They were always down on themselves, always picking themselves apart and saying what was wrong with them instead of what was right, what they needed to change about themselves instead of accepting themselves, picking themselves apart. So after, I noticed it, and I made training for that one, at least that 1 hour when they was there with me, however many times a week. That was the no talking about yourself zone. You not gonna do that. If you're not going to say nothing positive about yourself, you're not going to say nothing at all. It was hard for a lot of them because they would, get started. And I just know every time that you talk about yourself negatively, you're going to have to run some fartleks, or you're going to have to do some burpees, or you're going to have to do some mountain climbers with the bow suit. Which one you want to do? And I'm a time it you're going to do it for 2 minutes, and you're going to be dying at the end of that time. So you're going to be looking for some breath, and I bet you after that you won't be able to talk shit about yourself because you'll be too tired and you won't have any wind. So a couple of them tested me, and guess what? After that, they was panting like a steam engine. They couldn't get a breath. I said, now, try to talk shit about yourself now. Okay? That's how I do that. Now, that's the kind of extreme, and I don't know if you'd want to do that to yourself. But my thing, still, the message here is stop it. You do have the power to stop these thoughts in your head as soon as they start coming up. Why don't I have more friends? Stop talking to yourself like that. What the fuck is your problem? That's what you say to yourself. Why am I not extroverted as my peers? Why do I have to be like everybody else? What's wrong with me telling myself that bullshit? Why am I gaining weight? Because of them cookies I ate. That's why I gained weight. You don't want to gain weight. Stop eating them cookies. Why am I so socially awkward in my 30s? Probably because you got a touch of Asperger's or something. Just never been diagnosed. Why can't I accept myself for the introverted, outdoorsy homebody that I am instead of trying to be someone else to appeal to people that don't matter? That's a good question. Why do people that are a non-motherfucking factor in my life get elevated to such a status level in my world? Why do I do that? Who are these motherfuckers? They ain't even paying me. See, you talk to yourself like that, and you can see the ridiculousness of having these thoughts, and you arrest them. Or some people do something. I heard some aversion therapy where they had this big, thick band on their wrist, and every time they had a stupid thought, they plucked it, right? Wrist be fucked up. But you know what? After that pain with the blisters and bruises and shit, they would stop talking about themselves because they feel that pain, and then they stop. So, I mean, those are some techniques you might want to try. But my thing is mainly it's about controlling your mind. Okay, your mind is only going to have any what you put in there. Okay, you're not going to absorb shit from the air. You think these thoughts, and so you think these things, and so that's what you're telling yourself. So the question is, why? Why do you want to tell yourself all these nasty, negative messages about yourself instead of positive things? I mean, me, there's probably some things I probably should say about myself that are negative, but you know what? That'll never happen because to my world, the sun rises and sets because of me. Grass grows and bees buzz and birds fly because of me. I am everything in my world. And the world in which I live is perfect. So I can't say, so I'm not going to never sit there and pick myself apart. Because even if I do something that was stupid, I just laugh about it and say, well, that was stupid. What you do that for? And I just like, well, let's move on next. And I don't dwell on it. I've made mistakes in my life, but I don't dwell on them. I just laugh. I make jokes about a lot of the shit. I'll come here and make jokes about it now. We all be laughing about it. That's how I don't take myself that seriously. So when you take yourself this seriously and you feel like you have to be perfect and all these people are looking at you and judging you and all this old stuff, then you're always going to feel bad because it's just like basically in my mind, there's two types of people in this world. There's those who are look within and are motivated by themselves. They motivate themselves. They think their own thoughts and they do not, nobody, other people's thoughts. I mean, it's nice if they compliment you, but it doesn't change anything for you. You still feel the same about yourself. Whereas if they say something bad, that doesn't change anything about you. You still feel the same about yourself. It's called having self-confidence and self-esteem. It's self-driven, okay? And then there are the other people that are driven by external forces. You are only feel like what other people tell you you are. You only feel beautiful if someone tells you you're beautiful. You only feel pretty if someone tells you you're pretty. You only feel smart if someone tells you you're smart. You only feel talented if someone tells you you're talented. You don't believe those things on your own about yourself. You need other people to validate you. And that's a very dangerous position to be in for a woman. Because a dude that's a gamer type, he going to roll up and see that you like that. He going to blow your head up with all kind of shit and have you all dependent on him for your, quote, self-esteem. And then as soon as he gets ready to fuck you up, he's going to yank that rug out from under you and just cream sauce you. And you're going to be sitting there trying to figure out what happened. Whereas if you had self-confidence and self-esteem, then it wouldn't matter what he said or what he did. It wouldn't change anything in your world at all. He says, you beautiful, thank you. He says, you a bitch, thank you. You see what I mean? The same, it don't matter. I think it's a struggle. Most women don't really have much confidence and self-esteem, but we're going to be working on that in February during our Debuary program. That's video a day Debuary. We do that every year. In 2021 will be the 4th annual. I have a variety of guests that will be coming on speaking about self-esteem, self-confidence, forgiving yourself, all kinds of things I got lined up. A lot of the suggestions that you guys made. I'm doing my best to find someone to come in and talk about it. It's easier for me doing a video every day if I have a guest, because otherwise I have to come up with all the topics and do all the research myself. Too much work. So I'm trying to find as many guests as I can. If you have a name that you want to submit as a possible guest, just email it to me at survivingdating@gmail.com. This is not other YouTubers. This is like authors. These are, media personalities. These are, life coach type people that offline or something, psychologists, psychotherapists, marriage and family counselors, that kind of stuff. I'm looking for, people with certifications to come in and talk about these things as there would be, the educated and degreed and professional experts. Got it? So that's in February for February. So that's my suggestion on, on your self-esteem issue. Question 23, we got two more. Male, 31 to 39 from New England area. It says, I'm 31. I just started seeing this wonderful woman who's 32. She's a doctor. We started seeing each other about 3 weeks ago. We hit it off and we've seen each other 5 times since. She really seems to be into me. She doesn't ignore my text. She gives me her availability for dates, etc. So here's the thing. I really want to see her again soon, but I'm not sure if I'm being too forward, too eager, too available, possibly needy even. Do women find it to turn off if a guy wants to hang out too often? I have a shitload of stuff to do, work, school, exercise, or whatnot, but I just don't give a shit. I'll get that stuff done. I just really want to see her again. I'm a mess. Ooh, you in love. You sprung. Should I cool it and slow down? Will this drive her away? I forgot how much I hate dating. Can you help me not mess this up? I really, he put that in caps and bold and everything. Like this woman. Okay. I'm gonna tell you a secret, and this a lot of dudes don't know this. You know, dudes will get your number and they want to wait a few days and to call you and stuff. You do that shit to me, I'll be like, who? If you interested, man the fuck up and let her know. Okay? That's what women want. A man who's got courage. A man who's confident. Who's not gonna be worried about, does she like me? Is it too much? You don't worry about that if you're being genuine with her. Now if you're just playing games, then yeah. But if you're genuine, which it sounds like you are, then you may let it be known. You call her and say, I hope, and you, okay, this is me. If I was a dude, this is what I would do. I would call her up. I'd say, hey, say her name is Latrice. Latrice, this is, what's my name gonna be? Something with a D. Donald. This is Donald. Um, you know, I want to, run something by you and get your take on this. I know we just met. It's been less than a month. And we've been together about 5 times. And girl, I just want to tell you, every time I see you, every time I spend every time I spend some time with you, it just makes me really want to spend more. I just find you fascinating. You're gorgeous. You're smart. I just have never met anybody like you. I just really, really, really enjoy being around you. I just cannot get enough of you. So I don't want to come off as freaky and like I'm pressuring you or anything, but I just want to put that out there. I want to let you know I'm for real. I really want something, to find out what we can do about this here. And, I'm down to see you and spend any amount of time with you that you can spare for me. You just let me know I'll be there. So what you doing this weekend? You got some time? Wasn't that smooth? I just thought that up. Now, I'm telling you, if I was a dude, I would have all the pussy, all of it. Because that's what women want. They want to know, are you fucking for real? Are you wasting my damn time? Are you really going to, are you really into me? Are you creating a safe environment for me to open my heart? Are you trying to hurt me or use me? Are you being for real? That's what women need to know. And not only do we need to know it verbally, you need to show it like dude is. Okay, his words and his actions are matching up. It's you that want to use the words and your ass is all over the place doing here and there. Can't nobody find you and all that kind of stuff. Then you create a situation of tension and insecurity, and the woman will never trust you, and you aren't gonna get the best out of her. You have to come to a woman, if you really come up to her with your heart open and you really want to love her, then you let her know. Okay, stop being a fucking coward. There's nothing worse than a man who fucking hides behind his fears. You know? I'm trying to tell you, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. I just don't understand why dudes be making it be so hard. Be authentic with the woman. Be accountable. Be responsible. Stand up and be the man that you say you're gonna be. If you got all them things rolling and stuff, and she like obviously this woman likes you. She tells you when she's available. That means she wants to see you. So you need to encourage that and let her know how you feel. And then you put the ball in her court. I want to be with you with any time, anywhere, any place, every time that you got time to see me. My ass is going to be in your face. That's what you tell her. She'll laugh because she's going to think it's cute, but she'll be so flattered. Her heart will race. She'll start breathing funny. She'll be like, oh my God, this is really happening. It's so fucking romantic. It makes you feel like a princess. And, to think that somebody really is going to be authentic with you. I mean, she probably hang up the phone and start crying. That's what women need from you. You trifling, scary ass motherfuckers. You don't want to do shit. That's what I'm saying. I would have all the women. I would just be like, oh, it's too much. Stop loving me. Stop. I can't. It's just too much for me. But that's just that simple, dudes. Let your woman know what you feel. Okay? Be authentic with her. And then you'll get her. And you better keep it up or you lose her. Okay? Well, yeah, but he's already doing the act. He's doing the action, but he's scared to do more because he's scared she's going to come off as being pushy or whatever. So he needs to lay this foundation of words and then put it in her court so that he clears the path for him to do the actions. Okay? Are you following me? Some of you seem to have lost me there. So I'm trying to show you how this is done. You don't just start doing the actions when you're not sure how it's going to be received on the other end. That's as a dude, you've got to make that speech. You've got to make it. Now, she could be either, she's going to be with you on it and she's going to be like, that's great. He's going to say what you're doing this weekend. She's going to be like, I'm free Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for you. And she's be like, oh, shit, let me see. Okay, let's book it. I'll give you a rest on Saturday in the morning time. But Friday night and Saturday and Sunday, we going to be together. And she going to be like, okay, where we going? Have a fucking plan so you can tell her she can plan her outfits. Get a sitter if she needs to or whatever she need to do. Okay? Have a fucking plan in case it goes your way. You can say, okay, I thought about it. This is what we going to do. How about this? How about that? I want to take you here and this want to be there. This and that, blah, blah, blah. And she'd be like, well, damn, dude, he got his shit together. He none of this for what you want to do. He said, no, this is what I would want to do with you. This is where I want to take you. This is what I want us to do together. Because I thought you would like that. Okay? Have a fucking plan. And then she'll be like all over you. And then you'll be like, oh, damn, oh my God. She won't stop. I'm exhausted. She just won't stop fucking me. And she just kisses me all the time. I can't get her off of me. She's like Velcro. What am I going to do? I'm just trying to say. And then question number 25 is a female from 37 to 45 out of the East Bay. Oh, wait, I skipped number 24. It's not the last one. It's the next last one. 24, female 31 to 39 from Chicago. Would you date a guy who is more vain than any woman you've ever met? I mean a man who gets hair removal, uses creams and anti-aging potions, dyes their hair, wears makeup, etc. Would you date a vain man who acts like that? No. I'm not dating nobody who does all of that. I mean, most men need to put on some creams and, lotions and stuff like that. But you wearing makeup and shit? And I hate men who dye their hair. You could use some Grecian formula, but don't be dyeing your hair some dark black it hasn't been since you was 7 and your ass is 65. Let your grays show. At least put them a little on the temples or something. Don't be trying to look like you all young and don't have no gray hair, motherfucker. Don't do that. I hate it when women do that shit too. And, trying to make themselves look young because their hair is, this solid color. You know that shit's not realistic. Stop it. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's to me, this is what they used to call it in the 90s or 2000. Metrosexual. Metrosexual. I don't do metrosexuals. No, not necessarily gay. Metrosexual. The guys who carry the man bags and stuff. No. Question 25. Anyway, that was a short answer to your question. Female, 37 to 45 out of the East Bay. This is the last question. I live in a condo with a community parking lot. About 2 years ago, a couple moved in. The wife works full-time. The husband stays home to take care of the kids. Shortly after the move, I ran into him at the mailbox. We said hello, and he shared that they just moved in, and I said, welcome to the area. That was that. Normal human interaction. A few weeks later, though, I saw him at the garbage area, and he asked if he could talk to me. He explained that he found me very attractive and noticed that I lived alone. What? He asked if I would be interested in an affair. I thought he was joking at first, but after an awkward pause, he said, my former lovers say I'm great in bed. Wow. Only thing is my wife can't ever find out because she is crazy jealous. Why don't these things ever happen to me so I could act a complete fool? I said, you've got to be shitting me. What on God's green earth makes you think anything about this is remotely appropriate or appreciated? I'm not interested in any kind of relationship with you, and I'm extremely sorry for your wife. I walked away shaking my head. I've since heard from other women in the complex that he approached them with similar asks. We all secretly refer to him as a creep in Unit X. Here's our issue. He always lurks around the parking lot or leaves his front door open, so if you're outside, he comes running down with some excuse like checking mail or getting something from his car. Most days, he's either pacing in the parking lot or just looking up at people's windows. I try to avoid going out when he's out. I'm so upset with myself because I own my condo and yet feel restricted. I also keep my blinds closed at all times since they moved in because I feel like I'm being watched. I hate this odd behavior has me modifying mine. The other morning I didn't see him outside, so I went down to get my mail, but he was behind a wall. So he popped out with a big smile and said, "Hey, happy birthday." What the fuck? How does he know my birthday? I've never gotten balloons, flowers, or put up any signs that indicate when my birthday is, so now how the hell would he know? Oh, I didn't respond. I never respond. I always just either pretend or I'm on the phone, look away, or simply nod when he says something. I never respond verbally or make eye contact, but he doesn't get the hint. He hasn't really done anything that can be reported. He's just weird. I know I'm not the only one who is uncomfortable. The other women all say they don't feel unsafe, but they just find it creepy. Any suggestions? Please don't tell us to move. We came here first and didn't really afford anything else in the Bay Area. Oh, I would never tell you to move. But what I'm going to tell you is this. You use the keyword condo. That means that you have a homeowners association. You at the next homeowners associating meet you and any other women who have had these kind of interactions with this guy need to stand up and report him to the homeowners association. Now, if they did not buy their unit, the owner of that unit should either be at the meeting or will get notice from the homeowners association that this guy is sexually harassing the women in the parking in at the complex, and they want him out, and then he will get evicted, and that will be that. So, because no matter how you guys, they say they don't feel unsafe and this and that, this is sexual harassment of its highest form, and he's doing it to all of you. So you good, cause I just don't have this kind of patience. He just would have got cussed out. It's like, you trifling nasty piece of shit motherfucker. I swear, as soon as your wife comes home, I'm gonna tell her what you did, and you better stay away from me. I already know, but you've been doing with the other female tenants here too. And then we'll go to the homeowner association. Well, yeah, if he worried me, I'm telling you, that would be my mission, because I would make sure that he got evicted. Now, like I said, we don't know unless that unit was for sale, which it probably wasn't. Um, they're renting, in which case he can get evicted. Because there's certain, like for the homeowners association, there's certain policies and procedures that, everybody, whether you're a tenant or owner, has to follow about, peaceful residential behaviors and all this noise and, harassment, all kind of stuff. They usually have like this like 16-page thing of rules and regulations for what you can and cannot do, and how you can and cannot act, where you can't park, where you can put your stuff, all kind of stuff. So this obviously is a violation he's doing to all the women. This would be a offense that I would bring up at the homeowners association meeting in full view of everybody. I would talk about the stuff that he said, the things that he, implied, how he's jumping out behind bushes and walls and shit, and how does he know my birthday and all of that kind of stuff. See, this is stalking. So he would have to go. He'd have to go. She already wrote it down. She got what she knows what she's talking about. She got a record of it somewhere, or she can just read this, because this is all that she needs. And like I said, with all the other women there telling, corroborating stories, they can get him out. Say, we don't feel safe here. It's very uncomfortable. We have to monitor our behavior. We can't even go outside and enjoy the property that we own because of this person. This person needs to go. He needs to be banned, and we want a restraining order to prevent him from coming back on the premises, so that if he is found here at any time for any reason in the next 2 years, he gets arrested immediately on the spot. See, I don't play with people like this. He would get, yeah, I mean, he's exhibiting that kind of behavior, looking up at windows, but we don't know what he's, actually seeing, because so many women are aware of him. I'm sure they're, closing their blinds or whatever, but that's not the point. The point is they're noticing it and they're reacting emotionally to it in a visceral way, and it's causing consternation, and it's, fear and confusion, and the women are reacting in a way where they're, going into a shell and protecting themselves on their own property. That should never be the case. He got to go. So that's my suggestion. Okay. So the next homeowners meeting, you show up. You show up and represent. Okay. Make that happen. So that's our show for tonight. What the fuck Tuesday, after much adventures, computer adventures we had all last week. And this Thursday, we will finally do the show on gaslighting. So take a look on the video wall. You don't know what his wife knows. Stop it. His wife is at work. How she fucking she's psychic and she knows what's happening at home and she's at where her job is. See, I just told you guys, stop with this fantasy thinking, creating stories in your mind. Go by what's on the letter. That's all you know. You don't know shit about what that woman knows. Don't be making statements like that. That shit irritates the fuck out of me. You don't know nothing. You're sitting up there talking shit, Lee. Stop it. You don't know anything. So, anyway, what we're going to talk about on Thursday is gaslighting. And we're going to, explore some of the ways that women are gaslighted, how that plays out, how that makes you feel about yourself, and why the guys do it. And then we're going to finish up with some techniques that you can use to, extricate yourself from that situation and make him stop treating you that way. It will be a fun, fun, fun. Yes, Miss Lee, love you, but you need to stop that. Y'all who like to do that, don't do that no more. Yes, she's going to be hurting sort of kids. They're not going to understand why daddy is a pervert. This is a really sad thing for everybody in that family. But this guy, I don't really give a shit because that's, her fault. She shouldn't have married that fucker. And then she wouldn't be having this problem. So we're not going to worry about him and them kids. That's their problem. What we're worrying about is the letter writer of the letter because that's what we do. We go by who wrote in and what help they need. That's all I do here. Okay? It's very unfortunate for those children, but that's not our responsibility. All right? So you guys take care of yourselves until I see you again on Thursday. And, if you have a question, you want to submit a letter to this column, look at the show description down below. Click that link, type your letter out, and press send. And we'll put it in a future column. Okay? You guys take care till I see you. Bye-bye.